The button has been pushed.
What the
Yikes.
buck is up,
Send
everybody?
Oh my. Alright, who wants to last time a Dragon Ball Z?
It is Fortissimo's turn.
Wait. Last time, we went into a sewer, and I killed a big crab.
Hell
It
yeah.
was a turtle.
Dragon
It
turtle,
wasn't-
but continue.
And it was probably a guard dog. Well, maybe not. And then we went further into the sewers and found an epic corpse with a note that had some incriminating evidence against Spirit that she was visibly and like quite distraught seeing. So that was interesting. Then we drained that room, and it kind of broke this wall and revealed a new path. So we went down this new pathway, and we saw several gated rooms, and we stole some drugs that were in said gated room. And eventually, we heard some distressed noises, which we decided to, and it turned out to be a trap. And we got jumped by some epic lad.
Some very nice, definitely not Children of the Night people.
And it didn't exactly go swimmingly. Electra almost died. Electra did die, and luckily Spirit intervened, and we were able to revive Electra through one of the people that jumped us.
Yes, yes.
Oh, and Orion unleashed like 8 rabid dogs.
Yeah. Oh God, I forgot about
It was only
Out of the city.
13. At least you didn't say it was 14.
Oh, I'm sorry, 15. My bad.
No, 13.
It was 13. It was an unlucky number.
Sick.
Unlucky number.
Rest in peace. That'll be engraved on your tombstone.
It just has like the tiny pensive face on it, like the emoji.
Oops. I was wrong.
Oopsie.
It's got
Didn't have
this
enough
face.
gold. I feel like an epic D&D like world tombstone would be like, didn't have enough gold to be revived.
Oh wow.
Oh boy, my tombstone would just say F on it. Let's be real. All right, let's look here. So
And Quarles is gunning everybody's shit.
yes, so after meeting this group of people, they you guys traded them the ring that's the ring that you had, the cursed one, by cutting off your finger there, Mr. Peregrine. Orion helped you put it back on.
Ow.
Again.
Yeah. Thumbtack was visibly disappointed that he couldn't cut it off again. And from there, part of the agreement was that because you had seen them, they don't want to be known, and so part of the agreement for not for not having gone against their own contract and killing you and all that and trading the ring and all that was making sure that you didn't recall any details of them or their whereabouts for the most part, at least in that current moment. So they took you to the temple with Trotamundo. They seem to have gotten everybody to leave the Church of the Moon Princess to where he brought a wand that was applicably labeled Mango Incorporated along the side, a very fancy signature. And for those who didn't resist the effects, were subject to the anonymous interaction spell. Those who did were not. And effectively, that just means that it wasn't a mind wipe, mind you. It's just a general lack of recollection, for lack of better terms. It's a oh yeah, something happened there. These were, ooh, I vaguely remember that maybe somebody died. That's kind of what it is.
It's a good plausible deniability spell.
Yep.
It wasn't a mind wipe, it was a mind cleaning.
So you said we're unaffected by it if we made the save, right?
Yep, you're unaffected
Okay.
by it, and you recall everything.
Gotcha.
If you made the save. And from there, what our illustrious party here has decided to do is go ahead and wait in town doing various things for the next 18 days. The day that we left off on was the 14th of Solace. Now, as I count through these days here, there are a couple of different little news things that happened. I believe I would say Metal Phantasm would be more privy to, being on the lookout for news, and he would kind of deliver these to you just locally or wherever he'd find them. And so let me play my my next little.
The news.
You are the news. In fact, it was probably one of your disguises was newsman. What are you talking about?
We're not fake news.
Oh no, we don't want that one. We want this one. There you go. That's a good one. All right, so we get to the 15th of Solace. News brought to you is that well, general news around the thing is that there's a few newspapers around that are denotating that a grandmother was officially reunited with their previously missing granddaughter, and on the cover
Hey,
of
we
that
did a good thing.
Yep. On that news cover, you do find that Amnesia grandmother back in the previous town, the seaport. You do find Amnesia grandmother hugging that one other mare that you had saved from the bottom deck of the Nightwalker ship.
Sweet.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful news.
So that was a more heartwarming story that day. No
Well,
other
we didn't
really
fuck everything up.
Not every. No, I mean, you guys do some good stuff. What are you talking about? And come the 16th of Solace, some news on that particular day is that the mysterious break-in in Kaladai was being looked into in the teleportation circle. It looks like the news is delayed a few days, and Gary is certainly on the cover, seemingly looking rather puzzled for the camera and things like that. Certainly perplexing. 17th. The only news that you guys are able to see is just general notices for people in the lower districts of the city map there to watch out, because it seems like there's an outbreak of rabid dogs.
Orion.
18th of Solace. Prolific wizarding inventor Eugene Mango mysteriously missing. Was a lot of M's in that sentence. Last seen in the North Plateau seaport. I do have his picture within the newspaper.
Well, shit.
Come within the 19th of Solace. There does seem to be news of some traces of magic found to be linked elsewhere within the teleportation circles, but the locations of which they were trying to trace them to do seem to be unknown. It's kind of like a follow-up on the mysterious break-in on the 16th. The next 2 days go rather uneventfully. There's no news through the 20th or 21st. Though the 22nd, the big news is that there is a celebration going down seemingly elsewhere, over near Bati and Wati on that side. Just aptly labeled Wanderers Gather. Come the 23rd, a more astrological event decides to make itself known. Another eclipse. This one, the eclipse of Luna. That happened. It's fairly fun. A lot of the Moon Princess's followers met outside their temple to kind of watch along. And for those who made the save, you would notice that the Children of the Night did also show up in tandem past with you guys to watch it. And they did have a kind of a wary eye on you guys, just to make sure that you're not like trying to notice them. But I would take it you guys could play that up pretty well.
Sure.
How many days is that so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, 9 more days. The 24th. There is no news indeed that came from the place. Now, 25th. Once again, more astrological. There was a meteor shower that happened just above in the skies that night on the half moon. 26th. It seems like big news on that day was that there was some strange magical aura detected within Dakalai. It baffles young wizards. 27th, 28th, and 29th are all fairly uneventful, as it were. It's the 30th that brings the extra news that extra protections were placed on the circles over the last days to prevent further mishaps by Gary herself, the main overseer of the teleportation circle's function. 31st is Evening Star. So other than just being a new rise in the Evening Star, that's that particular day. Nothing seems to happen. How many days are we in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17. And the 32nd, your 18th day, there is no prolific news that comes about through that 18th day. It brings us to the 33rd, which is our time skip end.
Okay, so during this time skip, did the training between Orion and Ring Dancer take place?
It did, so long as you weren't disrespectful and creepy toward her.
No, Orion was there to train.
Then she would be more than happy to.
Excellent. All right, so that replaces 2 feats. Boom and boom. And I will write those in.
And I replaced, let's see, yeah, today I would just finish up with Rapid Shot and Improved Critical. And that replaced Agile Maneuvers and whatever gave me bonus attacks of opportunity.
All right, and Orion is going to approach Ring Dancer at the
What was that?
Cut out.
Orion is going to approach Ring Dancer at the end of the training, and he's going to pull 520 gold pieces and offer to pay Ring Dancer.
520?
Yes.
You would get an eye roll and just say, just keep it, it's fine.
Oh.
Thank you.
She seems to be less than interested in monetary things, having been locked up in a prison for a fair amount of time.
Is she still wearing her cloak of resistance I bought her?
She is.
Oh.
In fact, I probably need to commission Mr. Duo to see if he can make him a cleaner version of Ring Dancer, actually. That'd be pretty cute.
All right. During this time, Fortissimo, did you ask Orion politely to borrow?
I did, in fact.
All right. He kerplopped on his back down in front of you.
Yeah.
And since he's no longer immune to non-lethal damage, say that he failed that fort save, and now he's doing that thing because he's short of breath.
Got the wind knocked out of you there.
Yep, I'm okay. Okay, his stomach relaxes and he can breathe normally again. He brushes it off and adjusts his glasses. Now, what do you need with my book?
Oh, I'd just like to see if I could copy any useful spells into mine.
Orion glares at you. You don't think my book will blow up in your face, do you?
Oh, I certainly hope not. I mean, I know books pretty well. I'd like to think that if it was about to explode, I would recognize.
You're not going to get stains in my book, are you?
Oh, no.
You're not going to draw a little stickman fight with a... so when you flip the pages, it looks like it's moving?
Oh my god. You're talking to a librarian. I have had to erase so many of those kind of drawings from our kettle. You have no idea.
You're not going to erase anything in my book, are you?
No, absolutely not. Unless there happens to be a stick guy doing some kind of fight in the...
That stick guy has been there since, like, the beginning. You better know.
Okay, I won't touch that.
Orion jumps up on your back.
Oh god.
This book is very important to me.
I understand that.
So I expect you to treat it with the same respect that I show everyone here except Peregrine. Is that clear?
I'll do that and respect Peregrine.
Oh, that's
All
cursed. That's so cursed. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
All right. I was actually kind of I was actually kind of assuming part of the whole 18 days like this interaction kind of took place between you two, and Fortissimo, you would have wrote down all these spells here.
Yeah, but it was a fun interaction. I wanted.
Yeah. Won't discount
All
it.
right.
I'm thinking that at the end of all this, you guys would probably meet in the Great Park. Be the best
Yeah,
place
okay.
for y'all to meet.
All right. So Fortissimo, I will DM you what you find inside my book.
Sweet.
I do know that you can read everything in there. It's going to be very fancily written, almost calligraphy-like, but it's the runes of the Abyssal language.
Ooh.
And you're going to find some personal notes in there, some lustful things on page 14 you can just skip over.
All right, I will keep that one closed out of respect.
Yeah.
Don't
But
show
the-
ring dancer.
But
Hey, let me see.
the relevant spells you're looking for are going to be in the first 12 pages.
Awesome.
Well, even if you did show Ring Dancer, she has not shown her aptitude for knowing many languages.
Hmm.
What a snob.
She prefers to punch rather than, listen to everybody that speaks evil languages. That being said, I guess starting out this day in particular, Miss Electra,
Mm-hmm.
you hear kind of a clinking behind you as you guys come over to meet within the Great Park. Clink, 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 clink.
Orion walks up and begins sniffing the new approachee.
There's a gold coin that comes out and thwacks you on the nose. Bonk.
Whoa.
Seems to have flown out of her bag.
Is that a thumbtack?
Are you?
Wait, in my bag?
No,
No,
in
Electra.
Electra's.
Oh, Electra's bag.
What are you doing in there?
And you open up the bag, and he seems to be trying to arrange himself into a little eating position. He has a blueberry in his claws. Just making a place to eat, yeah. It's quite crowded in here.
Well, don't get that on anything. I've got some important documents in there.
He blinks.
Ain't the only thing he's gonna get around in there.
He looks left and right. Takes a little gulp of his blueberry that he had. Oh, I don't see anything important in here.
Don't spill it.
What, this? And he pushes over a little potion bottle, but it has a stopper in it. Look, it's
No,
fine.
your blueberry.
How would I spill my blueberry?
It's juicy.
Well, it's not like a container.
Yeah, but you're gonna get juice all over everything in my bag.
No, I won't. And he waves his little claw, and there's like a little bit of blueberry juice that kind of goes here and there.
If you're gonna be in there, you gotta be tidy.
Giggity.
There's a blueberry that buds you in the forehead. Boom. And he crosses his
All
legs.
right, time to get out of there.
He grumbles and comes out of the bag. I don't like your sizes, Stu. Can't even find a good place to eat.
You know, Thumbtack, if you start scurrying about in my bags, do not eat my blueberry.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna come near you and your big lizard.
Lucy's a sweetheart. I don't know why you two don't get along. Oh, yeah. How did Lucy respond to me now that I smell nice?
Well, she's very confused. The last 18 days has been her, looking at you, very perplexedly. But I mean, you're still you, and she seems to still respect that.
No.
It's like
And
you put
I-
on different cologne. It took her like 5 days to to get used to it.
Well, I still speak to her in Aclo every single day, so that way she voice and such. So that makes me happy.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Hey, Ryan. I think over this break that we had, I would have come across him one day, or me or Electra one would have, to ask him to check for any kicks or anything in Electra.
I doubt there'd be any kicks because an egg.
Well, egg. Check for, I don't know, whatever you doctors do to find things.
Oh well, I'd be more than happy to be her gynecologist.
Electra raises an eyebrow and does not look that impressed.
Oh, I'm really interested.
There is a surgeon's guild here. I bet if I could buy some proper medical equipment, I might actually be a real
I want to be a real doctor.
silence. You.
But yeah, I mean,
Well-
if you go to the Surgeons Guild and do that, you could certainly get the equipment necessary to do so.
If we're going to the Surgeons Guild, there probably is somebody there that can do it anyways.
I'm right here, Electra.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I agree
know
with you,
you.
Electra.
You're
Let's
my
go to the
friend.
Surgeons Guild.
It would be weird.
It wouldn't be weird. I care about all of you.
Okay, let's go there and we can ask them. And she looks
Yay.
just really distraught and uncomfortable.
It's okay, Electra. We died on the same day. That makes us very special.
Ugh.
As you guys start walking over, Ring Dancer just kind of goes like next to Fortissimo, stops a moment, looks at him. You look a little bit more realistic than normal today.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. You just struck me as cartoony and bulgy in weird places.
Well, that's rude.
She rolls her eyes and keeps going. I would say
Damn.
that's a compliment from her.
Look out,
Thumbtack
Orion.
is flying out of Electra's bag and into, let's see, into Fortissimo, your bag.
Oh, God.
Say,
I know.
Fortissimo,
Oh,
you don't
hello.
look as sweaty as you did.
Oh, you know. We're not in a sewer.
That's fair.
Looking all dapper.
That's,
Day 18 comes around and just, boof, he's turned into the Giga Chad.
Oh, God.
Alright, let's move on.
All right. The Physicians Guild, not the Surgeons. The Physicians Guild is number 12.
Yes. I would think that all the locations on the map there on the side you guys are kind of familiar with for these 18 days.
Man, I spent these last 18 days separated from the party.
Yeah, but you got
What
some
else?
news.
I got some news,
And you've made a utility belt.
and a utility belt, and an oil slick, and a grappling hook.
It's pretty good.
Hell yeah.
Pretty
Man's
good.
loaded.
Oh, you got your grappling hook.
I got a grappling hook.
Nice.
I
Where's
made it.
Corals? I haven't seen her.
Yes. Well, Corals,
Where is she?
she seems to wade out of the lake in the Great Park.
No, she like went to like the big lake outside the city wall.
Oh.
The
Would you-
ocean.
Would you approach
Nobody
the
knows
party-
where the fuck she's been for 18 days.
Would you approach the party very wet?
She would
Nice.
be like complete and utterly soaked. However, by the time she gets to the Great Park, everybody's gone.
Oh.
Snooze, you lose.
Oh god, where did my fucking character go?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm looking on the map. That's why I brought it up.
My
I
icon
can't
and
see.
everything is just gone.
Oh no.
Not
Is she hiding under the cat, maybe?
I
Well,
I think I accidentally deleted it.
Whoops.
Your screen should have gone black if you did that.
Oh, I guess it's time to roll a new character.
Oh no! We were just starting to bond.
I got let me
I
add you.
can't believe we lost corals in the park.
I can't
No!
believe blooming corals. Is fucking
Yeah, Snips and Corals are just gone.
Oh, there she is.
I see her.
Yes.
I'll be waiting in the park.
Corals. I would say that Ring Dancer would probably, being the last one behind everybody, would kind of spot you from the distance and be more than willing to help you along. Like
I'm
if-
just gonna be like, there we go. Everybody's already gone.
mean,
This
we're
is
really
just a soaking wet mare walking down the middle of the road.
Face.
Well, Ring Dancer certainly isn't going to question why you're so wet. Though...
Mm.
Metal Phantasm, are you going with the group right over here?
They're going to the Surgeons Guild.
Yeah,
for-
number
what are they
12.
doing?
That's where everybody's going right now. Wow.
Alright. What are they doing at the Surgeons Guild?
Well, that is yet to be seen.
Boy. I'm going
Alrighty.
away.
We get to the Physicians Guild. It's a very nice building. There seems to be kind of pillars holding up a few balconies that hang above the main doors there. It's mainly seemingly white with depictions of snakes wrapping around the columns that hold up the thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's fancy. The snakes themselves aren't depicted as like sinister or anything like that. They are just depicted as their animalistic self.
All right. Well, are the front doors open?
Are you gonna try them?
Absolutely. Orion's gonna
are-
walk right in.
They are indeed, and you open the door. There's kind of a general area that seems to be where a few folks are sitting. There seems to be a kind of reception area. Most of the people, upon just opening the door that you see around, seem to either be Persians or Phoenix Wolves.
Orion leans over to Fortissimo and he's like, "Hey Fort, give me an entrance."
Oh boy.
Hmm.
Fortissimo loudly clears his throat. I'll make way! And then he starts tapping. Here he comes! And then it sounds like the Space Jam music starts playing, but you can't quite make out how the sound is happening.
Fortissimo, give me a performance roll and a diplomacy roll. Oh, here it comes. Nice.
Nice. Very nice. Beautiful.
Well, the Here We Come, you start dancing, and it is a very good tap dance. Like, let me tell you, it's you've got the beat down. A couple people, a couple folks in the place, you start kind of tapping their paws, and even the front desk lady starts kind of clapping her hoof on the counter a little bit. And then, upon your phrasing of the entrance, it seems to have gotten a couple people's attention, and in the most glorious way of groupthink, they seem to have kind of just accepted that, this guy must be important if he has a bard attending them. And you get like a couple, you get a couple looks and smiles and a couple tilting heads. They don't seem to know who you are, but clearly you're somebody who should be known, and so they're just kind of watching.
And as the tap dancing goes, Orion gets absolutely amped. He digs into his bag and pulls out his last 2 remaining blueberry smoke bombs, throws them down onto the floor, and flaps his wings as hard as he can to make that fog go away. And he's like, "Dr. Orion, how's Orion?" Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce myself and my partner. We are the Winters of the Knowledge Bowl. You may have heard this.
And there's a couple smattering, like, oh yeah, I've heard of that, from like a couple folks over there. One younger lad from the toward the back of the room, namely what seems to be a small male Kieran, just kind of looks over. Oh, I know you. And he points.
Hello, young man.
And he trots over and he kind of rummages in his bag for something, and he eventually pulls out what seems to be like a beginner's spell book. Can you sign it?
Aww.
Absolutely. Orion pulls out his fancy red ink, and he signs his name. Lucy, be nice. Orion says that in Echo to her.
Ryan,
Yes,
can I speak to you for just a second?
I'll be right there. And Orion,
Well, I'll let you get back to signing the book in just a second, please.
I'll be right back, young man.
Oh, he
What?
looks visibly
This-
disappointed.
This is rude.
So you see a Kieran that's asking for your name in his magic book, right? We've
Yeah.
trusted Kieran before, and now you're putting your name in his book.
Yeah.
Don't you think he might be up to something? Maybe it's Zakira.
I can't believe Electra is a self-hating Kieran.
Orion was a vampire, not a devil.
Orion raises one of his eyebrows and walks slowly. And begins sniffing him. Does he smell like Zakira?
He smells like youth.
Whoa!
And he looks like, I mean, he doesn't really smell like youth. He's kind of in his teenage years, but like definitely under 18. Kind of looks like he blinks a couple. Ah. He just looks like really nervous.
But does
Ryan, what did we talk about? Don't sniff little kids.
I mean, we agreed I shouldn't be around the playground during school hours, but we didn't discuss sniffing them. Regardless, I'm sure it's.
Oh.
Orion goes back to signing his name, and he signs it as fancy as possible. In fact, I'm going to make a linguistics roll to make it look as good as he possibly can.
Go for it. It is a very fancy signature, and though the signing ritual seems to have been somewhat strange, the little Kieran is more than happy to jaunt away with it.
Keep working hard, young man. You're going to be fantastic.
He claps his little cloven hoofs together. It's the front desk lady who kind of clears your throat. She seemed to have stopped her hoof chapping the moment you clashed that blueberry toward the ground. Was that entirely necessary?
Absolutely.
She blinks. I'm going to have to clean that up.
Orion looks over. Did it actually leave a mess?
Yeah.
Oh.
How big of a mess?
I mean, like, do you know those little firecrackers that you set off that are actual smoke bombs and they leave that, like, big streak of just smoke? like whatever color smoke it was across the ground. That's kind of what
Never
it
used
did.
it
Like,
before.
yeah.
Electra's gonna try to clean it up with prestidigitation.
It does work,
Oh.
yes.
Orion's going to do a diplomacy check, and he's going to profusely apologize. I'm so sorry, but as you can see, my friend is very good at cleaning up messes.
Can you give me a D100?
Yes.
Oh my god. That's epic.
Based. And she kind of like blinks at you like absurdly. And she puts her nose up a little bit and she comes out around the way and she kind of bumps into you, but she doesn't say anything to you directly and goes over to poor Electra, who is slaving away at the smoke trails. My dear, you don't have to be under his employ if he treats you like this.
I'm not his employee.
And she blinks over. She looks like thoroughly confused at this point.
We're just traveling together. I mean, we're good friends.
And he blinks over. Well, with friends like that, who needs enemies?
Mm-hmm.
Look
You're
out.
telling me.
He is really nice once you get to...
She huffs disapprovingly, but doesn't question it further because it's not really her business. She does go back to her desk and clears her throat in a more professional manner. So, what brought you toward the Physicians Guild, Mr. Orion, was it?
Dr. Orion, if you please.
Yes. Dr.
I'm
Orion?
I'm actually interested in becoming a trained medical professional.
So what you're saying is that you don't have your doctorate's title yet.
Well, my expertise has been earned in the field, and I assure you, I am as talented and knowledgeable as any doctor here.
And she
He's
takes
a
a moment.
quack.
She takes a moment to pull up a small piece of paper. And just goes, "Okay, Mr. Orion. All right."
Orion folds his ears back, but he doesn't argue anymore.
And do you seek to find a master, a trainer?
I am. You know what? I will take the thesis.
She blinks. The book?
You know, the final exam, the bar.
And she blinks again. Well, that's kind of an odd one. You might have to talk to one of the masters to attain that. I can't just freely give them out myself.
Oh, we also need some medical equipment.
she kind of lights up a little bit of that. Oh, I do have that. I can help with that.
Okay, good.
And she pulls something out from the bottom. And what kinds of things are we looking for?
A speculum.
And she kind of blinks a little bit. Give me a sense motive.
Because that's what Orion's good at.
You can certainly at least see that a very small tinge of pink has come across her cheeks. Oh, oh my. And
Yes, I intend to become an OBGYN and just need a second.
and then she briefly kind of looks over toward Electra, who's probably finishing cleaning up at this point, and like looks towards you. And she seems to be very, very strongly questioning your methods at this exact point. Especially with the added from behind you.
Don't worry. I'm not going to be the worst gynecologist ever. To be honest, the worst gynecologist would probably be a ventriloquist.
I'll kill him if he messes up, too, so...
Fortissimo, from the side, you do hear that kind of teenage Kieran whispering to another one, "What's a gynecologist?"
Fortissimo just starts sweating.
But the front desk lady does not seem to... Kind of blinks a little bit, but isn't going to question it too much further. Once again, it's kind of one of those things that really isn't her business as much as she wants it to be. And, well, it will cost you a good 10 gold.
And of course, a fully equipped doctor's kit and surgeon's kit.
And, let me look those up really quick. I just need to see what they're going to sell them for.
I can't remember which is which, but one adds a constant +2 to heal checks, and the other one adds a +1 to the heal check, but it's a usable item. Comes in 10.
There we are. Alright, so Surgeon's Tools are going to run you an addition... Alright, sorry, I'll start with the Healer's Kit. Healer's Kit is going to run you a 50 gold pieces. It's exhausted after 10 uses.
Yep.
The Surgeon's Kit is going to run you 20.
Orion counts out 80 gold pieces and pushes it across.
And she is more than willing to give you your Surgeon's Kit, your Healer's Kit, and your Speculum. Although she does kind of like pull out the Speculum, seem to just have a half-second moment. She like considers giving it to you, looking back toward Electra, who looks oh so pure, and then she gives.
Oh, I'm right next to her. I'll give her a nod. Like, hey. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right. Orion is going to roll to perform for ventriloquism.
Oh no.
Maybe I
Hey,
can
Ryan.
still
Yikes.
ventriloquism. I think this is spelled wrong, but oh well. All right. Orion is going to speak in a voice, and he's going to try to hide it. Speculum to open up like it's a beak.
Wow. Wow.
Don't worry, I'm going in. Everything will be fine.
I will kill you.
You like toward the very end of your you've made the front desk lady brick red in the face, mind you. And toward the end of your performance, she kind of like puts up her put that away, that is a medical instrument, not a puppet.
Well, sure, if you don't have an imagination.
Oh, I am plenty of imaginations.
Really? What are you imagining right now?
And she covers her hooves. Like she covers her eyes with her hooves. She is certainly very, very red.
Orion starts laughing and he says, "Madam, you are a delight. Thank you so much for being in my day."
She just grimaces and makes a weird noise.
Just be thankful you don't have to come with us.
You're gonna hear a clip clopping behind you, followed by the dripping of water, followed by
Bathe.
Orion. What the fuck?
Oh, corals.
Corals,
happened
you're
to you?
back and you're front. You're both
You're
here.
okay.
Yes. Orion,
Hey.
what the fuck?
Oh, I'm just practicing my new act.
He seems to be holding a speculum.
Not sure if you can see that, but if you could like pick up vibrations through tremor sense, can you?
She doesn't even need to like try at this point. She's just aware.
Orion walks up to Corals and he puts his wing around her. So Corals, would you like to be the first?
You hold on. You need to do something.
Easy, girl.
Hold on.
You ever get goosebumps from this much yikes?
There we go.
Only
Plus, you get hit in the head with a brand new red and white staff.
Thunk.
Well, fortunately for Orion, swing and a miss. You didn't even meet his touch AC, but he quickly backs away and says, "Maybe later."
Whoa.
Fortissimo,
Yeah.
you hear a loud thud behind you. Your book is on the ground.
My book?
Yeah.
What about Dr. Orion's book?
Dr. Orion's book is still in your bag.
That's good. I pick up my book.
But Dr. Orion's book seems to be poking its way out of the bag.
That's not okay. Thumbtack.
Little prick.
Upon opening up your bag,
Thumbtack,
he
it's
seems to
not
be
mine.
absolutely straining with all of his might to
Oh my-
lift the book, and the only thing that seems to be helping him is the fact that he has those the muleback cords on his back leg.
That is not mine. You need to stop this.
I'm just trying to make more room.
I'm sorry. Use the other saddle, man.
He lets the book fall. Thump. Takes a couple deep breaths. Fine. All you need bigger saddlebags. You do. And he flutters out.
Anyway, I'll let you get back to it. Walking backwards.
Fortissimo.
I've got something that you might be interested in, and when you're done with this.
Nice.
Corals, I had no idea.
Okay.
She failed her sense motive check, but that's still adorable. Orion looks back to the front desk lady. So, about that MCAT. Is it MCAT or MCAP?
MCAT. You're right.
Yeah.
I have no
You're
idea
right
what
first.
that is.
That's a
medical
test that you take to become a doctor.
Oh.
Not quite, but close.
It's like-
she's kind of hid herself behind the thing. She's not really in a state of answering. She did tell you before, though, that if you were going to take it, you might have to speak to the masters.
Who's
Excuse
the
me,
most...
miss. Electra puts her front hooves up on the desk and kind of looks over a little bit. Where are the masters?
She just points with her hooves, kind of upstairs. They're only meet by appointment, though.
Can you make us an appointment?
She shudders a little bit. With you, yes. Not with the blue one.
Well,
because I'm
just think of
blue.
it this way: the faster you give us what we want, the faster we'll be gone.
Oh, you're with me. She kind of like looks up like pleadingly. This, it's me job. I'm supposed to be the filter for weirdos like you.
Look, he's the one who we're here for. He's got to learn, or write the test at least. So if you give us
knowledgeable, not enough.
Well, see, we didn't answer those kinds of questions in the Knowledge Bowl.
She blinks. But you still won the Knowledge Bowl.
Yes, but look, are you gonna make us an appointment or not?
Give me a diplomacy roll.
Okay.
DC's fairly high. Letting you know.
And Orion's
Okay.
going to roll to assist.
Oh,
Madam.
there's no way you can assist
Oh,
with this. I'm being real.
Right.
You're the one who's caused her this distress.
I'll actually assist with the. Look, I understand your apprehension, but he's the only doctor we know, even though he is kind of a quack. He does kind of know what he's doing, and my significant other here, nods to Electra, will need some medical assistance along the journey if what we think might be going on may be going on.
Orion holds up the speculum.
I will kill you.
That's a phase.
Oh, what was it? Diplomacy? Rap.
Oh boy, it seems
Oh
that that
my
little quack
God.
might have tipped that from a 10 to a 9. It looks like on there. But she kind of blinks a little bit. Very kind of taps her hoof along the top, brings down what seems to be a small scheduling book. Oh, it looks like they're booked for next week.
I guess we'll just have to come back in every day and see if there's any openings.
Oh, and she starts flipping through more. And then they're booked that week, and they're booked that week. No, it does not look like there's any openings.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to come back every day and check for cancellations.
Visible
In
nervousness.
fact, we can probably wait around.
And she eventually just kind of completely hides herself underneath the thing. I don't think that's possible, dear.
What if we made a nice, generous donation to the Masters?
There's no response.
I don't think we're getting anywhere with her. Ryan, you've got the tools. Why do you need the test?
You know what? I don't need the test. I am a
you
doctor.
quack.
Hey.
I am more talented and more skilled than any other doctor. Ryan speaks up loudly so his voice echoes through the halls.
You get some claps.
I've proven my expertise in the Knowledge Bowl, along with my partner, who is also very knowledgeable. And
You
even
get-
these two over here who tied for second place, why, even they are in my party. The absolute best in this year's Knowledge Bowl are standing right before you.
And there's a couple woo from the Phoenix Wolves.
Hey, those guys.
And they I mean you're getting claps. Nobody's gonna rise up against you. You made a very good entrance. Yourself seem important. They're not gonna say they're any better. If that's what you were going for.
Orion stands up on the counter and looks down at her. So, madam, if you will excuse me, I will take my OBGYN business on the road. And Orion struts out.
Fortissimo
Nice.
plays him off.
Nice. Give me a performance roll.
There goes our unlicensed physician.
Nice.
Holy shit.
Orion struts extra hard.
Playing the fucking swing music. Orion's got a checkered suit on for some reason. His face is green.
Peregrine, from somewhere around your bags as you guys are leaving, you hear, "God damn, he's good at that," from some small voice.
Oh, my slave? Yeah, he's good at it.
Electra jumps up with her front hooves onto Peregrine's back and looks straight into the bag. Look, we're gonna need to get you your own bag or something.
Oh. And he looks up. Well, I'm glad you asked. Have you ever heard of a Familiar's pouch? I love those.
As it so happens, I've got one of those.
Oh, joy! Oh, is that Raven in there though? Oh, I hate him.
Yeah, go keep him some company.
No, I hate him. He's rude.
He loves friends.
Oh, he loves pecking his friends. He does.
What? He made such good friends with Mr. Feathers.
And he kind of raises his eyebrows. Do I look like a Mr. Feathers to you?
No. But you have feathers.
He looks down. Well, I can't argue with that one.
I'm sure he'd love to preen you.
Oi! He's got a big beak. How's he gonna preen me? He's just gonna pick me up and throw me around.
I mumbled to Electra. That's kind of a it's kind of a romantic thing.
Yeah, he is blushing a little bit. I'll give you that.
Oh, come now. I
Well,
thought you saw me that way.
you gotta preen me first in front of your boyfriend, or I'm gonna have to go in there and what? He's gonna be my familiar then.
Well, let's go get you your bag before this goes anywhere else.
Fine then. And he kind of flutters up. Woo! And you now have a little griffin on your horn.
All right.
Right.
Does anyone know where we can buy something like that?
Oh,
Any familiar pet shop or any of that kind of stuff will have it, or place where you can buy bags. Familiar pouches are fairly common.
Do you have autism?
Looking.
What's autism?
Okay, that's what.
I'll tell you, if he does, it definitely speaks. It never shuts up. It fucking screams.
I have no mouth, but it must scream. All
Okay,
right.
I'm assuming we're heading out to some sort of pet shop.
Yeah, it would be. You'd find them no problem. It'd be 50 gold for a familiar pouch if you're getting one for Thumbtack.
Thumbtack, how much gold do you have?
Why is that?
Because we're buying you a house.
Oh, I thought you were buying it, not me.
Well, we can go halfers.
Give me.
You know what? I need a bag
check.
of holding. Throw him in that.
Yes, he kind of considers the option for a second. Oh, I could do that.
Yeah, you could, you cheap little bastard.
I'm not cheap. Taking each one of these coins out is kind of hard to do, isn't it? Then he kind of pulls out one coin, thunk, and then 2 coins, thunk, until he has 25 coins in a stack, and he's kind of gasping a little bit. It's a walkout. I'm not gonna pull out 50. He puts them on the ground. They're like in front of you.
All right, she picks them up and takes 25 gold coins out of her bag, and then we do the transaction.
And they give you the familiar pouch, just a little pouch, with a little thing on it.
All right, who wants to hold the little shit?
Here's a really
Orion
nice-
Bound. I do.
No, and he kind of no. I want to choose blooming. Oi.
Jeez, dude.
Come on. He gives you like these big old round eyes.
Oh, you little shit. Okay.
It's only fair that he carried you when he was big.
It is kind of fair.
All's fair in love and war.
Thumbtack looks exuberant at the fact that Blooming Coral is gonna carry him, and he kind of wee around his little familiar's pouch, and then opens it and goes into it once you guys strap it to Blooming Coral's side.
You're gonna regret that decision.
I know.
But once he's in there, he does shut up. He doesn't.
No more throwing shit out of our bags.
Yeah.
Orion adjusts his glasses and starts scratching his head, and he's like, "Oh, almost forgot. Electra."
Mm-hmm.
Orion stands up on his rear hooves and the crown of alluring charisma off of his head. He uses and places it gently on top of yours.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. I
Actually, it's
saved
for
my
rightful
life
owner.
so many times.
And that was the +4 one, right?
Yes.
Typical. Holy shit.
As you place it on her head, she seems to get just a little bit cuter.
As if that were possible. Oh.
That's the face I fell in love with.
Oof.
Two
Ooh,
don't like me with
What are you
two
implying?
charisma ago, he didn't care.
Oh,
The tone came out bad. It was supposed to sound romantic, but Kerrigan's a retard, as it turns out.
Natty ones suck, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, Peregrine. I'm a doctor now, so I will help you get that talent out of your mouth later.
You hear from the muffled bag. Perhaps you should try using your new tool on Peregrine there, yeah?
I guess I could branch off into Proctor. One whole. If we ever travel through swamp, I'll need to check you for. You don't want those in there.
I don't want what in there. I'm sorry. It sounded like your microphone cut out.
Swamp flies.
Oh. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't want those, would I? Well, you
Okay,
can throw my butthole
so-
anytime you want.
Okay, so, and I'm just gonna drop a bag, like an old satchel, right there on the ground. I found some things.
Orion has his rear end up in the air, but he face plants down on the ground when you drop. Ooh, what'd you find?
Well, I'm gonna pull out the first thing. I was swimming at the bottom of the lake, and I found a book, but it's like a new book, but it was underwater.
Orion sniffs the book while
No.
It does smell like seawater.
Hmm.
What do you think of this person who can read and I can?
Let me see this book. Is there any writing on the cover?
Oh, my bad. Wrong playlist.
No.
I thought he fucking read the
Come on.
explosive book again.
My bad.
Don't explode my book.
It's not.
Ryan.
It wasn't the book. I saw casual SFX and not casual BGM. It was the wrong playlist.
I see.
All right.
Mainly just has that sound effect on speed dial.
Yeah, I have a lot of sound effects on speed dial, don't you even?
Anytime Orion reads a single letter.
But
That's
here-
actually what the poison joke should have been.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got the book, right?
Yes, looking at the book.
You open the book, and you are starting to flip through the pages. There doesn't seem to be anything on these pages, however, and all of the pages themselves look completely dry.
Is this similar to the book we found on the ship that could transfer messages back and forth?
Yep.
How interesting.
Blooming Corals
looks
was
like the
in the
book we
direction
found.
that they did. What was in the sea channel, just in the direction of the Great Friendship Bridge, where the other ship was said that they would be sailing through.
Did it make its way back to us? Orion says aloud.
Oh.
Corals, you found something very interesting. I thought we threw this overboard.
What?
Actually, is it the same cover, same color and such?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks to be a match.
Could be the other book.
Electra, would you do the magic thing?
Sure. And she's gonna detect magic on it.
Yes, you do detect magic.
So does this look like the very same book that we had, or is there any minute differences?
I mean, it looks the same.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to recall like that good a detail, but I mean, it looks the same.
Let's crack it open.
We have, it's blank.
Oh, yeah. Forgot.
Orion pulls out paper and quill, or just a quill and ink, sorry, and he draws a happy face on the paper.
I'm sure that'll get the message through.
You draw a happy face on the paper, and
New
it kind
phone
of,
hoodoo.
kind of sinks within the paper, and then disappears.
Fantastic.
I have a feeling that this is the other book.
The other what?
We found a book on the ocean, and we were communicating with somebody with it.
I need an explanation. I was not there.
Oh, there was a ghost ship that we went on to, and in there we found a few things, but specifically a book. And we found out later that when we write into the book, it receives a message in a different book. And we were able to write back and forth to someone.
Did you ever figure out who you were writing to?
Yes, in fact, we met them.
A whore.
Uh,
It was a whore ship. Sorry, a Gara ship. Parents looking for how to finish up that very rude thought. So
Her name was Clarity.
yeah, and she belonged to a pimp named Buckback, and they were in love, and she got sold, so he killed himself or something happened. But yeah, she's she was around. I'm not sure if she's going to respond to us if this is the correct book or not.
I have a feeling that this is her copy.
Okay. I was just gonna pawn it off. Should do one of you want it?
What did
We
we?
should hold on to it for a
Let's
little
keep
bit
it.
in case there is a reply.
Okay.
You remember if
well,
the book vibrates whenever a message goes through?
Nice.
She got us on speed dial.
I don't remember.
Well,
I'm
I'll
just
tell you
gonna.
what, Wells, if you're okay with this, I'll hold on to the book to see if there's a response, and if it's no use to us, I'll give it back to you, and we can pawn it off for gold.
That works for me. It's only worth. So it's a messaging book, so that means it would probably only be worth a few silver pieces. Probably 3.
Anything if you don't even have the other book?
Oh yeah, we'd probably need the pair if we were going to sell them. Otherwise,
No, it's just I've been in this trade for a while. Of the pawning trade, I could probably get about 3 silver pieces out of this book.
Maybe we
Is it
should
even
wait
worth
until
it?
she responds.
Yeah.
those are
Well,
really-
yeah, I mean we can do that. I'm just saying, it's worth a little, not much. But
My guess is the other half of this book is at the bottom of the ocean.
that's unfortunate, because then we could get 6 silver.
Did we actually throw the other book overboard? I can't remember.
I don't see why we would.
what do we need to roll to recall?
You need to know your inventory.
Well, I know we don't have the book because what's her face Clarity wanted us to give the book up. It was like a memento to her.
So we gave it to her.
Wait, so she had both?
I think so.
Then what? Well, then
That's-
why is this at the bottom of the ocean?
It could be a
might be a-
completely different book.
Bottom of a lake, not an ocean.
Oh.
Wait, what?
She found it at the bottom of the lake, but it's
Wait, here?
it's a saltwater lake that feeds into the channel, right?
Right.
I found it
So,
here,
like, over
just
there?
outside. No, like just outside the walls.
Oh, outside the wall.
If you're talking about this area over here where the Great Friendship Bridge is, that is the sea.
Oh, okay. Well, then I found it over there, near, not too far from the shore.
Yeah.
Yeah, which would
I'll
make sense.
screenshot this for you, Corals, just so you have it. You'd be looking out here pretty much. I'll post it in spectator voice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't too far from a big old bridge. There's always goodies under a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
What else did you find?
I found this fucked up dagger. I'm gonna pull out a. Well, I gotta read what. I found this dagger. It has something written on it. It seems kind of old and messed up, though. I don't know. We could probably fix it. But... Here you go. I'm just gonna hold it out to whoever wants to examine it.
Paper cut
Oh.
takes a look at it.
And Orion will jump on Paper Cut's back because
There.
Without doing any checks, just from looking at it, you can see it's a silver dagger with markings on them. From there, it's up to Meme.
all right, Memely. Orion is able to speak Sphinx. I know that's a very common language that comes up.
Well, hold on. Metal Phantasm is doing this thing.
My bad. You go ahead.
All right. First off, I'm just gonna take a gaze at this dagger. How bad a condition is it in? I rolled a 21.
The condition itself seems to be, it's just mainly, I mean, it's a dagger that's been at the bottom of the ocean for a good amount of time. There seems to be, like some markings on it, as if there's somebody who tried to carve something in it, perhaps a name, perhaps a thing for the weapon or whatever, but it just seems to have been, like, eroded away with the wear of sand and age.
Rosebud.
Something that's, it's perhaps something that maybe mending can fix, but you're not really sure.
All right. Are the words legible?
Nope.
All right. Well, he relays that information and tells everyone. Probably if it's useful enough, I can, probably fix it up.
Well, based on what you said, I could probably pawn it off for 50 gold. So I mean, personally, I'd rather have the gold.
Well, fixing it up, it'll cost more,
I mean, yeah.
and we will get more return for it. Luckily, I can basically fix it for free.
If that's something you'd like to do,
That's
do
something I would
pawning.
love to do.
And by
Well-
mending, I mean the spell mending, because I mean if you can't read what the letters say, you're not going to be able to fix what the letters say.
And
Spellman.
and paper cut pockets it for later fixing.
Does anyone know mending?
And do any of us know mending? And by any of us, I mean Electra.
No.
What about Fortissimo?
Fortissimo.
I know celestial healing.
Just for your information, Fortissimo mending is one of the default spells in your
Oh,
Arcanist book.
I know mending.
Hey, Fortissimo, can you fix things?
I can try.
Well, let's give it a shot.
Oh boy.
Phantasm, hand it over and let's see what happens.
Oh, boy.
He hands off the dagger.
All right. You said it's an Arcanist spell meme?
Yes, it is a level 0 Arcanist spell, so you can just
Oh,
spend
it's
it.
level 0.
Yep.
Okay.
So pretty much mending is a 10-minute spell, so you pretty much stand there for 10 minutes saying,
This is just like
can we fix it? Yes, we can. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. For like 10 minutes. As little pieces of worldly metal just kind of come from places that might be able to fix and mend it and try to put it back to reality. The fact that it's working kind of tips you off that maybe this isn't a magical weapon. But once it gets all mended together, there does seem to be legible words upon it. Fortissimo, what languages do you speak?
Oh my god, let me pull up.
Let me get the list.
He
Could be
rivals
a lot.
Orion for what he speaks.
Where does it say it on the character?
It'll say
Core.
it'll
Under
be
core.
core and then languages.
Got
Yep.
you. Alright. Scroll.
It's actually right near the top.
Yep.
It's under character details. That's the tab. Here, I'll post a screenshot.
Aha. Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Dark Whisper, Draconic, Elder Thing, Protean, Sphinx, and...
Very nice. In the language of the Proteans, you do see something.
Ooh.
I know, right? You
That's
see
fancy.
what seems to be the name that dictates that in a translative sense would read Altho.
What is it?
Altho.
Alto.
Altho.
Oh. Alright. This dagger, it says Alto.
Does that name ring any
Alpha.
bells with anybody?
What
I
is
don't
it?
recognize it.
So, sorry, spell it one more time.
Altho.
Yep.
Orion crawls underneath Fortissimo and he looks at. What does it mean?
Hmm.
Can you use your smarty smart brains to see if you know what that is?
Let's see. What would this be?
The most immediate thing
History.
that comes to mind is that it's one word away from being like kind of a mid-range sort of instrument. You might think alto.
Right,
Doesn't
right.
really,
But it's not. Unless it...
What I mean is like, would a knowledge arcana, would a knowledge history reveal what it is? Because Protean is a very fancy language.
Huh.
Mainly,
What's up?
would a knowledge roll reveal
Oh.
anything?
Oh, well, what
That's the
knowledge
question.
roll are you wanting to try to get information about it from?
That's the question.
That's a typical question. I'm prodding this along. Would Arcana cover history of magical items? Like, would there be a legendary magical item that?
Well, he said since it's working, it hints that it's probably not magical.
Yeah, you can't use mending to fix magical items.
Oh man, if
Oh.
only we knew what knowledge history this dagger had.
Man, it's
All
too
right.
bad we have no one in our party who's capable.
All right, Fortissimo, here's your hint.
There he goes.
Shut the fuck up, Paolo. And with your history roll, let me think. Yes, and this is the DC. All right, you could ask me one question, history question related to something about this dagger.
What does Altho mean?
Altho itself, you do, considering that, the language that it's in, among other things, it does kind of have a little bit of a historical text, with, similar synonym meanings, related to the knight, related to, yeah, related to the knight in the biggest sense. A lot of keywords kind of ping there.
This is a night dagger.
To the pawn shop. I'm sorry, Fortissimo, but that means absolutely nothing to me. However, thank you very much. I'll give you a portion of however much money I get out of this.
Oh, base.
All right, let's hit the pawn shop and.
But wait, there's more.
Oh,
Oh, more.
There's more.
I spent 18 days underwater. I made sure it was worth it. Metal Phantasm. I need you to identify a metal because this one is beyond even me.
Alright, I take that shit.
I'm gonna pull out 2 pounds of what does it say? Hold on. Okay, here we go. Pull out of 2 pounds of a shiny metal, and I'm gonna be like, well, I've played around with it a bit. I know it's not silver, gold, or platinum. Any idea of what it might be?
Okay,
Also, paper cutout.
what do I roll for this?
Knowledge engineering.
Knowledge engineering.
Hmm. There's mine.
Alright, what I rolled? I rolled good.
11.
You
I rolled
both,
all...
looking at
what
this
kind of
paper cut,
rolls?
you don't really know what this might be, and neither do you, Peregrine.
Does it look like her adamantine?
No.
How heavy is it?
You start weighing it if you're passing it around. Seems to be fairly light.
Hmm.
Well,
Is it giant?
I'm sure pawn shop guy will know. We should go to pawn shop guy.
Could be mithril.
Is it lighter than, like, other metal?
I mean, comparatively, yeah. It's lighter than iron and steel for sure.
Paper Cut's guess is, maybe 10, maybe? Aluminum?
Oh, okay. I'm trying to think of a good, like, way to explain how I would know what it would be worth, because, like, I know what it's worth, I just don't know what it is. We should go to the pawn shop and find out.
I agree. Let's go.
I gave you what you believe that its worth would be based on your own roll. So
Yeah.
that's what you would gander its worth. That
I
doesn't mean it's
rolled okay.
entirely accurate. That just means that's what
Yeah.
you think it's worth.
I rolled okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go find out. Onward.
To
All
adventure.
all right, lead the way, Corals.
Oh wait, I actually have already sold something, so that means I would know where to go. I'm gonna go to the same pawn shop guy who I sold those shot glasses to, whoever that was, because we didn't actually come up with a fluff.
They call him Crazy Dave.
Crazy Dave.
Crazy Dave, or as you've seen him before, or as his friends nickname him. They either call him Crazy Dave or Crazy Dan.
Let's go to Crazy Dave's place. He was a really nice guy to me.
He sounds helpful.
He was very nice.
So
All
you
right,
guys,
lead the way.
you guys are walking to Crazy Dave's, yeah?
Yes.
Sure.
Following corals.
I don't actually know where Crazy Dave is.
Let's see. Crazy Dave would definitely be in the markets. I'm gonna choose a location here. Hang on. Let's see. You know what? I think a good place for Crazy Dave's to be is right. Let's see here. This is Crazy Dave's shop.
That's just down the street.
Right down the street from staff lady.
Yeah.
Awkwardly walk by it, like pensively looking through the window.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Crazy Dave's shop seems to have what seems to be a depiction of a goblin holding up the sign. The green
Oh my god.
guy that's holding up the sign,
can
like
only
the
end
letters like crazy in one hand and Dave in the other, and it's kind of breaking the sign in half. That's kind of like the depiction of it. And then below it, he seems to be standing on the ground that just reads pawn. So Crazy Dave's pawn.
Well, this looks like a guy we could trust.
He's a great guy. He was so nice to me earlier. He even gave me fair market value on some stuff I sold him, which is, as a pawn shop owner myself, let me tell you about fair market value.
Hmm.
Anyway, I'm gonna go on in. Like, Dave?
Ding 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 ding. And you call into the place. Your voice kind of echoes around the somewhat dingier, sort of weird marketplace. Almost it seems. As you call out, and there's a couple moments when before you hear like from the back of the way, huh? Oh,
I'm back. Hi.
oh, is that the blooming I hear? Oh dear, oh dear. Come in. Oh, I will get Master Dad right away.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Orion walks in and he's all smiles.
And you walk in, you go to where the front counter is, and there seems to be one goblin that's right there behind the counter that seems to be jumping on it, jumping with joy, clicking his heels together. Oh, it's so nice to see you, Mrs. Corals. It's so nice, so nice. Oh, and you've brought some friends. And he seems to immediately switch tracks to what he's talking about. Stop being so impatient with our guests here. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Destajan. I'm so sorry. He seems to be talking to himself more than anything. And then looks up towards you guys. What can I do for you today?
Well, I told you that I had some other stuff that I wanted to talk to my friends about first. Well, we talked it over, and I think I was gonna sell it to you if you'd still like.
Oh, we do love the shinies, don't we, Master Dan? Oh, yes, we do. Oh, yes, we do. Oh, joyous day! Oh, joyous day! And he kind of spins around in the circle. What do you have for us today, Mrs. Corals?
Well, the first thing, that broken dagger I brought in, my friend here fixed it for me. I know we kind of figured it was probably worth around 50 gold before. How much do you think it's worth now?
And he takes
I'm
out.
gonna give it to him.
Yeah. He takes out what you give it to him. He kind of sets it down on the desk, and he takes out what seems to be a kind of magnifying glass of sorts. Pulls it out and starts to inspect it a little bit. Oh, the most finest of quality, it seems, and you've done a grand good job on fixing it. Oh, yes, oh, yes. Oh, shut up. Stop being so excited. Oh, I'm sorry, Master Dan, I'm so sorry. And then he looks back up. It looks like the value of our item here is going to have risen to 75, if you are okay with that, Mrs. Corals.
It's more than I thought I'd get before. Does the name on it mean anything to you before I sell it? Yeah, I'm gonna sell it anyway. I'm just curious if you recognize the name.
Master Dan looks down and looks toward the thing, but it's Mr. Dave who replies, "Oh, I do not know that name at all. No, I don't. No, I don't. Perhaps Master Dan does. I've never heard of it either. Well, that settles it then, doesn't it?"
All right. Well, I think that's fine with me. You were so good to me earlier. I'm not gonna have.
He smiles and he gives the deepest of goblin bows to where his nose touches the desk. I'll go fetch the gold right away. I shall.
But wait, there's more.
Oh boy! And he kind of spins and clicks his little heels together.
I told you I found a lump of metal, but I didn't show it to you last time. I'm not entirely sure what it is, though. I mean, I think I know what it is, but I don't really know. What do you think?
Are you setting it on the table?
Yeah.
And he looks at it. He takes out his little magnifying glass, starts to peer at it. And he even licks it a little bit. Oh, this is interesting, miss. Oh, with my little ganders and licks, I believe you found some anebrix. He clacks his heels again.
A knee bricks. Guys, do any of you know what that could be?
I've never heard of it.
Well,
Knowledge engineering is certainly an applicable thing to the people who
What
I know
did
who
he
roll
say it
knowledge
was?
engineering.
Oh boy, knowledge.
At 20.
nice.
Nice. Peregrine and Fortissimo. Now that you've heard the name of the thing, well, I guess Papercut, you've heard of the name. You don't really know much about it. Fortissimo and Peregrine, you know the name, and you know that Anebrix is said to be able to pass through both iron and steel, and is thought to be capable of passing in and out of reality. It's nearly as soft as lead, and is one of the softest of the solid sky metals.
Where did you find this in the ocean?
And, like I said, near the bridge. Bridges have all the good things.
Whoa.
Huh. I need more of this.
Clip clops his little hands together. Clip clop. Well, he doesn't really clip clop them. He has hands. Clap clap. And he's just looking between you guys, having this conversation. Is this something that Miss Corals wishes to part with?
Well, party of friends.
I think we should keep it. Peregrine can make bullets out of it. I mean, if it passes through steel.
No. My bullets pierce metal well enough. This is for someone quicker. Up close and personal.
Well, my combat focus is more.
Papercut starts fantasizing of all the useful uses of this metal.
Well, Dan, Dave, I respect you a lot, but I do have to go with my friends.
Very
Metal
well, Mrs.
Phantasm.
Quarles. I am not one to ask for any more than what you are willing to give. We are still more than happy to make a deal for the silver dagger.
What disguise are you in, by the way, Theo?
Normal street clothes.
So paper cut.
Yeah.
Paper cut.
The token gives it away.
Okay. The token I wasn't looking at. Okay. I'll cut you a deal because I figured this is probably worth what, 200 gold. That sound right to you, Dan? Dave?
And
Whichever I'm talking to at this point.
200 gold for the what are you asking?
The metal. I was just like fluff confirming with him what I already knew of its value being around 200 gold.
It's he kind of looks toward it, and then he looks up at you really quickly. Can you give me a diplomacy roll for no apparent reason?
I suppose. 17.
And it seems that Mr. Dave is quick to look down, look up, and he seems to be like conflicted a moment, and then he kind of shakes his head a little bit. Why, Miss Corals, I would be more than happy to take it off you for the value of which you'd labeled it, but I would be not a salesman, not a proper, honest one, if I was to take that much for such a valuable metal.
I see. So it is definitely worth more than 200 gold.
Quite a
How
bit.
much?
No, he's talking about the silver dagger.
Oh no, I'm talking about the metal lump.
Oh, I apologize.
Well, I'm not gonna sell it to you, unfortunately, because my friend does come first. But I'm also not gonna give it to my friend for free. I'll cut you a deal, paper cut, if you'd be interested in Let me see. How much more do I need to even out my numbers?
Don't forget, I'm a merchant myself. I know how this thing.
Oh, jeez. But I'm gonna cut you an even bigger deal than what I would have cut my goblin boy.
Paper cut, lens, and ear. Looking a little bit. Interested.
We'll even out the wallet. 161 gold.
All right.
All right, I think we got a deal. And the dagger to the. Oh, I feel like it would be really racist to just straight up call him a goblin. It's like stating a fact, but it's also like kind of awkward.
Based on your previous meeting with this couple, quote quote, calling Mr. Dave a goblin is not rude at all. Rude at all.
Well, how about the dagger to my glorious goblin friend, and the medal to my glorious metal friend, and I think that'd be it.
I will fetch the gold right away. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Corals. Thank you for making this deal with us today. And he kind of leaps below the counter, and he clicks his heels again and puts up the 75 gold that's he had promised for the dagger. Pushes that towards you, takes the dagger with him. Gives a little salute.
And paper cut, you now have a 2-pound lump of Nebrix.
Wow.
Paper cut, just takes half a second to just go all shiny, and then just puts it back in his bag.
Say Crazy Dave, is it?
And he kind of blinks and looks back. Oh, well, I would like to consider myself not as crazy, but yes, that would be me.
You don't happen to have a tea set, do you?
He kind of raises an eyebrow. A tea set for what occasion?
For drinking tea?
Oh, I think we do, Master Dan. I think we do have a tea set for tea. I know we have a tea set for tea. Mrs. Kieran, what is your favorite color?
Blue.
He kind of thinks a little bit. Ah, yes,
Orion.
well, I do have the tea set just for you. He says in a kind of
Orion.
rhyming way back.
Orion blushes slightly.
Mr. Master Dan or Mr. Dave, whichever one you might believe him to be at this current point in time, kind of gives a little snap of his fingers, and hovering just over your head and into view before it comes in front of you, comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 piece tea set that is kind of hovering in front, that he seemed to have had on his shelf that was a bit dusty. The little decorations around kind of depict a more like chibi style sort of cured around the ring of the cup as it kind of goes around each of the ones. Might this suit your fancy?
How much are you selling it for?
He kind of thinks a little bit. I would part ways for it for 30
30 silver?
gold.
For a tea set?
Why, you wanted the finest, didn't you?
You could buy... You could buy a month of rent with that.
You know what? We'll take it. I owe her anyways. How much was it?
Well,
20 gold. We'll do
Yeah.
20.
My, it seems we have a little bit of a bargainer here. Alright, I'll hear you out. Give me a diplomacy check.
I'm gonna reroll. Fuck. Still 20.
27 and you have yourself a deal.
Done. Here. I told you
You
I'd buy another tea set.
And you
Oh,
slide
thank
him over
you.
the 27?
Yeah.
You slide him the 27, and he is more than happy to set the tea set down on the counter, to which Master Dave seems to go over very excitedly to wrap them all up in little pieces of paper just so they stay a little bit safer. And then you guys are given your tea set.
27 gold for a tea.
It's a very nice
one.
tea.
Is
You guys went
Is it
to
magical?
Crazy Dave's pawn shop. Like,
is that a magical tea set?
I don't know.
Better be adamantine.
You never actually like looked at it. You just gave you the price.
Was it wrapped up now?
Oh yeah, it's very well wrapped up.
Thank you.
He kind of gives a little bow. Very well, miss. Oh yes, so happy to serve Akira. No, we don't.
I
see
wasn't
them very
talking to
often.
you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't
I'm
be mean,
sorry.
man.
And
Oh,
Master Dan kind of interjects. No, it's fine, Mr. Dave. You aren't supposed to speak to everyone now, are you? Oh, you're so correct, Master Dan. You're very correct. Very confusing lot.
Paper cut just kind of like cuts in and he says, Dave, is it ever, difficult?
Master Dan, am I allowed to speak? Oh, yes, he asked you a direct question there, Mr. Dave.
I mean, you too.
What do you mean by difficult?
You too, Dan. You too, is it ever difficult, sharing a body with someone?
He blinks upwards. I have no idea what you mean by this, lad. And he gives you a little smile.
Paper cut's just like shit. It's just thinking shit. I don't think they know. And
Let's
they
keep it that way.
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it.
he pulls out the shiniest piece of metal out of his thing, and he just kind of holds it up like a mirror, in front of them.
Master Dan, look, it's me! Yes, I know it's you. Look, I look rather dapper as well, I'd say, Mr. Dave. Oh, we look dapper indeed, Master Dan.
That's all. Like Paper Cut just kind of like puts it back. He's like, "That's all. Okay, I'm good."
I like him. This guy knows how to throw a party, I bet.
These guys know how to throw a party. Not
Yeah. Well done, Quarles. That was very resourceful of you.
Oh, I was just wandering around. Oh, I slapped my microphone. I was just wandering around and came across him. He's great. Dave, you're a joy to be around.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm helping Master Dan make the most wonderful of client relations. Why, yes, Quarles is always a very, very welcome at our shop here in Caladai.
Been there once.
Yeah.
So, Dave or Dan, we appreciate you taking our business and such. Would you be interested in some candy?
Are you addressing a Dave or Dan, or?
Both of them. Because they're clearly standing right next to each other.
And yeah, and there's a brief pause. Some candy, you say? Is this another thing you are wishing to pawn off?
No, just as a thank you. And Orion takes out 2 pieces of mango, holds them out with his wingtip.
Never take candy from strangers.
Why, yes, I have to look at this candy. Oh, Master Dan, it looks like the most wonderful of confectionaries. Can I please have some? Why, Mr. Dave, you must be patient. And Master Dan seems to pull out his little same eyeglass, as it were, and takes a look at the candy. Seems to have
If it
been
eases your
made
mind.
by the now missing Eugene Mango. Oh, yes, I will most definitely partake in these if you are willing to part with them, Mr.
Dr. Orion.
Oh, yes, Dr. Orion. Oh, we're in the presence of a doctor as well! Master Dan, I could cry!
Honorary doctor. Honorary doctor.
Oh, no, any doctor is welcome in here, aren't they, Master Dan? Why, certainly. And he gladly takes the 2 pieces of candy.
All right. Was there anything else from anyone?
Nah.
I think I got
I think
all.
we're good to go.
I
Awesome.
think we got more than enough out of this guy.
So out of character, is there really anything else anyone wants to do in the city?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
We got it all done in
Get out
our
of it.
18 days. So let's see if we can find a train station next or something, or a ride across the bridge.
Well, there's the airship, which could possibly be the safest way to travel, because whatever comes at us, we would see coming.
I'm like the
You know-
only one who can't fly.
There's
Just
also the
throwing it out there.
One of
What,
us are
you
gonna
think
have to catch him if he falls.
We could take the airship, but even though it might be the safest way, if something does go wrong, it's catastrophic.
If you
Well-
don't mind me interjecting, where are you headed?
oh,
We're headed across to Dakalai for now.
Why, I've just heard that not too long ago, the leader of, or the owner of the teleportation circles down in town seems to have secured her teleportation circles to go where they're supposed to. I'm sure if you pay her a little bit, she would be more than happy to just zap you right over.
oh, that's good news. Yeah, we had read in the papers that they were down.
For a time, yes, but
Who is
Miss
this
Gary was more than happy to borrow a couple things from my shop here to make them better.
Sounds good to me.
Borrow?
Anything that cuts time off of our journey.
Yeah.
Wait, so when she returns it, it's gonna make it worse again.
Well, we've cut a deal.
I mean, not necessarily. Maybe it was just tools she needed to fix it.
Oh, that's a good
You
point.
could borrow a wrench and fix something and then return it.
Fair.
And he smiles kindly, giving a small bow coming up. Oh, yes, I'm sure she would love to show off her teleportation circles to you. Oh, they're most magnificent. I've seen them once before with Master Dan, I have.
Thank you for your input.
He smiles and gives another deep bow. And,
All right, I guess if we're all done here, we might as well head out.
so where are you guys going?
We're gonna head south, or I guess north, down to the what was the flying pig or something?
Now, if you're well, it depends on what you're doing. Like, what are you doing?
We're going to the
Yeah,
teleportation circles.
Ah, yes, those are gonna be over here.
Yeah,
Let
we
me.
never made a final declaration as a party. Orion speaks to Papercut. Now, Papercut, we did promise many weeks ago that when we had the opportunity, we would go to your home. Is that something you still want to do?
Yeah. I
That's-
still have some personal things there I like to grab before leaving.
That's where we're going. Dakalai is right across the bridge. That's where the teleporters will take us.
Right. Then I think that's where we should go.
Works for me.
Should we try to find Spirit, or is she just about?
I can message her and see
Oh.
if she's in range.
And
She wants to
Pickles
come.
too. I haven't seen her in several weeks. I need to return something to Pickles.
Well, they seem to be about during the 18 days. They definitely would be staying in that one tavern that you guys originally had been attempted to be assassinated in. They were kind of sorry about the whole breaking windows and explosions upstairs, and we're more than happy to help repair the damage.
They're sorry
yeah,
about their
there's-
bartender that they got paid off.
What was that?
Isn't their bartender, wasn't he paid off or something by the assassins?
Yeah, and over those 18 days, you'd realize that he is no longer working there, strangely. You haven't seen him for many a day.
Communism's wonderful.
What about the grisly corpses that were left upstairs? Was there any news on that in general, or was that kept hush?
It was bigly kept hush. Bigly kept hushed. Though Spirit didn't want to tell you why. But you don't really recall why. Unless you made your save.
Well, regardless, yeah, Orion, when he catches up with Pickles, he's going to approach her with the cloak that she had given him folded up.
Alright, well, you're gonna have to wait on that for just a moment here, because I do have a map for y'all.
Yay.
Alright, just making sure I have my doors and everything in place. Yep, good, we're good.
He's like, I bought 20 maps last session. I am using them.
Fucking yeah. Alright, let's see here. So we got everybody here. Alright, and then I gotta bring Fortissimo's new token this way. So let me grab his new token. Where is?
In that case, we should just jump on a train for the next 4 days.
I know.
Plenty
Yeah.
of use of maps. It's not about the destination, guys. It's about the journey.
Alright, paste here and make sure Fortissimo has his amazing sight. And it's daytime, so this would not be as dark as it is. So global illumination, look at that. How fancy. And then we can bring you guys, here, let me just make sure everything's showing right. Yeah! Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring you guys to this map. There you go. Alright, you guys are kind of down here.
I remember
yes.
this.
Yeah.
There were a bunch of very ominous runes, barely visible, but nothing seemed to happen with them.
What was that?
There were a bunch of very ominous runes scattered throughout this map, just on the ground.
Yes, and during the day you can't see them.
It's day right now, right?
Yep.
Okay. Still very dark back here. Not a lot of sunlight coming through.
I think I have a daytime version of this map. I'm not sure. Probably should have pulled that out, but
Yeah, well, you'd need to import all our tokens and everything.
not really. I just need to put it on the background map, but regardless, that would still take a little bit, so.
Tavern's going to be over here to the left. Y'all overshot it.
The door, Ring Dancer is leading you guys toward the door.
Oh, okay. We'll follow Ring Dancer.
The tavern is down there, but we're heading to the teleportation circles.
Well, I needed to meet up with Pickles first.
Oh,
Guess what?
there's a door on this side too. You can get in either way.
Yay.
There they are.
Yep, and they seem to be just kind of sitting and having a cuppa, if you will, in the British terms, over at the like a table. And the bar itself is somewhat empty. If you guys are coming in, are you guys coming in?
Where's the door? Oh, that's the door. I got you.
Oh, wait outside.
We came inside.
Yeah,
Oh,
good.
yeah, outside as well.
Standing guard.
Let me see here, actually. Ooh, do I have this? Yes. Based. Put her right there. And so yeah, you guys meet up with Pickles and Spirit and all them.
Hello, Pickles.
Oh, hello, hi. Hands.
Hey,
Huh.
I wanted to return this to you. And Orion hands over the folded up cloak.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. Thank you. And she takes it.
Thank you. I put it to great use, and it certainly kept me alive in my time of need.
I'm glad
Well-
it came in handy.
And I just wanted to say that I apologize for drinking your spinal fluid the first time we met. That was very rude of me.
And she blinks a little bit. I accept your apology, however creepy it may be. And she holds out a hoof.
Orion takes it and shakes it.
Doop. A little hoof, but she does it. Spirit, on the other hand, is just kind of leaning over, takes a sip from the thing. Oh, how sweet it is between you two. She gives a sigh.
Ryan's gonna sense motive on that sigh.
Her motive is sincerity, from what you can tell.
Okay.
That's
Well-
what they all say.
Well,
But, are we going to stay here another day? We have spent the last 18 days helping this bar look as it was.
well, that's another reason why we came. Actually, a way to leave. We're going to be using the teleportation to move on to the town. And Pickles, I wanted to ask, were you going to continue traveling with us? Because this city does seem very safe. Your children would certainly be safer here.
And she kind of starts considering a little bit. Oh, gee. She kind of thinks a little bit. I think I will. She kind of nods.
Understandable. The town we're going to, from what Papercut has told us, is a slave town. And I'd hate for the worst to happen.
Of course. I need to stay behind and help out these folks in case that nasty guy comes back again. She kind of laughs a little bit nervously, seemingly recalling the last time she had met the quote nasty guy and almost got disintegrated.
Well, if it does happen, just remember to eat plenty of mashed potatoes.
She smiles. Oh yes. And she looks toward her two children down there, kind of gestures them toward you, Orion. Well, go ahead and say bye then. Ants? Yes, go say bye. He looks confused. And it takes him a moment before he looks over at Orion and kind of taking on some of his mother's like hints. He goes to give you a hug, like before. Gives a small spin around your leg, and once again shouts "pants," but in Abyssal.
Oh, that's adorable.
Mm-hmm. And he's spinning around, acting like, until next time kind of deal. He seems to be generally unaware that you guys are kind of going away for a much longer time than just a couple days.
And Orion tells him goodbye in Abyssal.
The Miss Nose over there seems just to be smiling from the side, and goes over to Metal Phantasm actually. And boops him on the nose. Metal Phantasm, your nose starts just glowing a little bit. Nose.
He quickly just takes off the disguise and rummages through his bags, and then he pulls out the makeshift guns he made, and then he,
Toy guns?
and he puts them on the floor.
Just like she learned the word nose. No, not nose. M14 Glock.
You know what must be done.
It's just like they're not like fucking powerful enough to actually hurt anything. It's just like, rubber band flip, rubber band snap. That's the level of damage they do.
She very quickly chooses the little the small gun that she wants and like pulls it in, makes sure that her mom doesn't see, and Pickles didn't seem to. She looks mischievous, but like gives you a hug. Oop, hug. Kids will be kids. Lucy, on the other hand, looks kind of scared of the two kids, and is like her
Based.
scales
Smart.
has risen.
Orion speaks to her in Aklo. Settle down, settle down. We'll be leaving soon.
She jumps toward Fortissimo and stands on his back instead.
Aww. I agree, Lucy. This is terrific.
Thank you for all the help that you've given us, Pickles. No way we would have been able to get here without you.
Oh, it's nothing. Just don't drink random people's spinal fluids if you can avoid it.
I'll make sure they have it coming.
She smiles and gives you a hug, each individually. Hug, hug, hug,
Aw.
hug, hug. Elostara bring their journey much love and friendship, and to this spirit kind of makes the kind of throw uppy noise. And stands up. Well, do you still need me, or am I to be here with Mrs. Lovey-Dovey?
It'd be a shame to leave you.
It really would.
And she looks left and right. Well, I suppose I am to remain company then. Besides, if you are looking for teleportation circle, Orion, I think you are familiar with Gary, the last time you have met.
Oh yeah, she was the cute one who hit me in the face really hard.
Oh yes, she is right over here. Don't give her reason to do it again. And she starts like leading out of the tavern.
Who, me? I'm a good guy. Orion jumps over, attempts to jump over Ring Dancer's back, but she moves out from under him.
Alright. This is going this way.
Yeah. Orion waves by.
Anybody else coming?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully everybody. Don't want to leave any PCs behind.
You say as you're leaving
Corals!
vehicles behind.
I'm tangled
Not
up
a
in
PC.
I'm tangled
I
up
said
in an
NPC.
extension cord. God help me.
Oh no.
It sucks being blind, doesn't it?
Here, Corals, I'll lead the way. Grab my tail.
No, I'm like actually, my chair's actually stuck.
This is an out of character issue. Alright, small 5-minute break.
Okay, I'm good.
House stock.
It's good now.
Oh,
Okay.
The cord
We can
was like in the wheel.
Lord of mercy.
Oh, lordy.
And Spirit seems to be leading Ring Dancer and partying up here. Doo-ba-doo-doo-doo. And there's a open sign on the teleportation circle window, as well as what seems to be a another sign that is just newly secured. Something labeled SSH on it.
Oh no, she has SS markings on her building.
Oh.
Finally. Good company.
That's epic.
Yes.
Alrighty, and the door opens, no problem.
Alright.
Hello.
Hello.
And Gary, who's seems to be writing up on the thing, kind of looks up. The first person to have come in being Spirit and Fortissimo, followed by Orion, but she more catches Spirit's eye, kind of gives a small nod before seeing Fortissimo. Oh, Fortissimo! And she like comes around the way, comes around the desk here to go give you a nice hug, Fortissimo.
Oh.
Ba-doo.
And Orion, being happy to see her, squirms his way in front of her and holds out his arms for a big hug too.
Face.
I've missed you. I didn't know you worked here.
Oh my god.
Come on, don't be shy.
Oy vey.
Spirit, who's kind of calling out, Orion, you're being creepy again.
Oh, it's that girl
Again?
from the boat.
Yeah, it's the girl from the boat who smacked Orion in the face.
Face.
And Gary kind of comes over back, more comfortable seemingly in the presence. Yeah, that's the scene. Comes right over here back into the presence of Fortissimo. And for our spectators, yeah, the thing that Dr. Orion just posted is an actual representation of that scene of Orion getting fucking smacked on the boat by Gary.
That's
so-
epic.
Yeah, typical. That was one of the commissions I got
Wow.
at BronyCon.
Oh my god. All the laughing in the background.
Yeah.
Didn't you get that commission from Gary?
Yeah, I got that commission from the owner of Gary the OC.
That's based. Wow. That's
And
epic lore.
And I think it was Electra who took this picture, but you're sitting here explaining it's a Fire King.
Aw.
Oh.
I
But
thought
yeah,
that was so wholesome.
That was a great scene. Orion's just out there minding his own business, hitting on the big bad guy.
Sure.
Being an undead
Hyde Caesar's
vampire.
girlfriend. And yeah, Gary just walks up and smacks him right across the face.
It definitely didn't involve you manhandling her afterwards.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was
we argued this to death in and out of session, but yeah, Gary struck first.
And she continues to talk to. Oh, don't you make fun of my weird headshot.
Good find.
Oh my god.
It's
Fire
got a-
King, why would you do this to me?
That's
I can't believe
epic.
our DM has like a foreskin on his arm.
Heard about sausage
it
fingers.
kind of looks like a fat octopus with a mouth.
I'm totally not a lizard person
You
with
look
a
like
skin
you weigh
suit on.
450 pounds. Except You're
He's
like
wearing
a
a
twig.
skin fursuit.
No, a skin suit.
I'm a
Oh,
furry cosplaying as a human.
I don't like that.
And,
Okay.
yeah. Gary, more to the politeness of her thing, kind of reaches under. Oh, how rude of me. Cookie? And she pulls out a platter of what seems to be cookies. And
Jeez.
Cookies. What kind of cookies? These don't have raisins in them, do
are you gonna be picky?
No, I grabbed
Orion.
two.
Fortissimo's quick to
Orion.
grab 2 cookies.
Orion slowly reaches out and grabs a cookie.
She
And
squints at
she
you.
was actually.
She squints at you the whole time you're grabbing the cookie, just to make sure you only get one. And she pulls the plate back when she grabbed one, and then offers a 3rd cookie to Fortissimo.
Babe.
They are chocolate chip cookies, mind you.
Orion gobbles it down, and then he
Ah.
goes back for seconds.
Are these gluten free?
Oh
She
my
pulls away the plate, and with her horn, she kind of levitates over what seems to be a couple cookies toward everybody else in the room except Orion, including
Oh,
I'm good,
including a
thanks.
4th to Fortissimo.
nah.
Fort, another cookie, please.
No, I think you've had enough. And she puts the
I had
Fortissimo just eats the.
And
Oh,
I think one's enough. You gotta watch your figure.
Yeah, you are alive again. You do kind of need to watch out for that.
in case you haven't noticed, I am looking better nowadays.
Really, I couldn't tell.
That's because you don't pay attention.
I'll post
Hmm.
another image of Gary here in the in spectator voice, just for those who are curious.
Man, Gary has got some fat cheeks.
No, that's not Gary. Hold on, Discord hasn't
Fortissimo
put
and
this-
his 4 fucking cookies.
Hell yeah.
I don't just
No, don't anybody click on the cookies. There were 4. Here,
don't
I'll
accept
take my
cookies.
pick.
Don't
No!
accept cookies. Actually, I was just trying to find the one where you could see your cutie mark. Gary's cutie mark, which she has on display right now, is 3 chocolate chip cookies.
Base.
Yeah.
What a strange cutie mark.
In case you didn't know that. Oh, here's a really cute representation of Gary here, as an alicorn with cookie powers.
Didn't somebody referred to her as Dr. Cookie?
Dr. Cookie.
I think she referred to herself as that.
tail.
Yeah, her tail's epic. Wow.
She floofed her tail. She looks cute.
She is very cute.
Floof. Gary. All right, and she finally puts away the cookies and looks up. So, what brings you guys here? Yeah, we are looking to do some travel. Oh, well, you've come to the right place. Where to? We have 3 locations here. We can either bring you to Dakalai. We can put you as far as all the way to Bleakburn. Actually, there's
Whoa.
there's discount on Bleakburn travel right now. People are getting ready for a festival out there.
Ooh.
What's the festival?
Oh, it's, and she kind of thinks a little bit. I believe it's celebrating. What was it? It's something that the Bannermanes put together there.
Oh, Spirit, let's go.
Ugh. Yes. Okay.
We hold on now. We've made a promise to a friend that we're going to Caladice, so
You guys are in
No.
Caladai.
Dakalai.
The eye place.
That's where we're going.
Well, if there's no reason to stay other than to get Paper Cut's belongings, I'm sure we can be back in a day.
And she kind of raises her eyebrows. That'd be a bit costly, wouldn't it?
How much is it to get to Dakalai?
To get to Dakalai, it'd be about 150 a person.
Wow.
I can certainly cover myself.
Done.
That's round trip, right?
That's one way.
Oh. What about a round trip?
Round trip would be 200. One-way
Oh.
trip to Bleakburn would be 300.
I can pay for 3 of us.
I got myself
I
covered.
can cover myself.
Too.
I think we can all cover ourselves.
If you cannot
Let's-
cover yourself, I will have to cover for you, but I can certainly do that.
Hey, if you're offering.
Is there anyone who-
Jeez, I've only got this 1,200 gold, man.
So it's 150, right?
Okay, so we can certainly cover the cost of a round. How much time would we have to return from?
Wait, why
One
would
day.
we need to do? Is it only a receiving portal on the other side, or is it like another hub? Because if it's another hub, there's no reason to do a round trip when we can just like.
I don't think we're coming
It's
back
cheaper.
here anyway.
Round
Yeah, I don't think we're
cheaper.
coming back to. Why are we coming back to
Oh, we're-
Kaladai?
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't
yeah,
need
that's
to-
what I'm saying.
just to clarify, is there a portal to Bleakburn from Dakalai?
To Bleakburn from Dakalai, and she kind of picks up her notebook and starts kind of flipping through it. Well, I'm not sure if they got that one set up yet. Let me see. Flip.
Anything close even?
Looks like
in
they might have
Westrade?
had one started. I mean, if you want to be the beta testers for it.
Whoa.
Jeez.
That sounds like an
epic.
adventure.
It does.
Deal.
We'll be gone for a while anyways. Let's get this show on the
Hey,
road.
if
Maybe
you
it'll be done when we get back.
If you really are okay being a beta tester, I'd let you do it for free from there to Bleakburn.
I don't think we'll be
Free.
testing any tech.
Free? I like free.
Yeah, free sounds good.
If we make it, you don't get shredded in the multiverse.
Oh, we're used
No,
to
I
that.
don't think that would happen
days.
anyways.
I'm
Generally, teleportation spells are fairly safe.
What could possibly go wrong? And it's about
Ending
this
up
moment
in a
that you,
different
that
plane.
blooming corals from behind you. You hear a kind of pop, and what seems to be a snow-aspected griffin kind of pops behind you, glowing. There's a brief hello, and then poof, they disappear again.
Hi.
Yeah.
What was that?
That's me.
Oh, they're gone. They just kind of popped in and popped back out.
I'm not saying I don't trust magic, because I am a unicorn after all.
Base.
But what has magic done for me today?
What have you done for me
Alright.
lately?
I'll tell you what, Corals. I do like magic and I do like butts, but I really like the idea of testing. Who knows?
Okay, let's get this show on the road and get the hell out of here.
150 gold on the table. Let's go.
Alrighty.
Alright, we're putting down 150 gold per person.
Yep.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, Electra's put hers down.
Orion counts his out. Are there any cookies left on the table?
Nope, she put them underneath the thing.
Aw.
Yeah. Put them underneath there. She's hiding them from you, you cookie thief. You.
She
Orion-
got you pegged.
Orion pulls out 151. I'll buy the rest of your cookies.
Whoa.
No, but I'll accept tips, and she accepts the 1 gold. Does not
Whoa.
give you any
Base.
cookies.
Fortissimo, why is your friend being so mean?
Huh?
She's not giving me cookies and she just takes a gold tip.
You know, that sounds like a you and her problem.
And she turns around and flicks her tail a little bit. Flick. Sassy.
Alright. Orion's gonna roll for arousal.
Oh.
Nice.
Epic? Question
He
mark?
is not. He is not impressed at all. He's gonna steam off.
Well, she doesn't seem too caring about that as she goes over to this middle one right over here, and kind of taps it and kind of considers a little bit. No, we're gonna use this one today. And she kind of goes over to this one, and you see her just start kind of rubbing her hoof along the kind of inscriptions there around the circle, as she kind of whispers something to the spell. Whispers, and as she does so, there's kind of like a magical wing, wing around the edge until the thing starts glowing. And she kind of steps back a little bit. Alright, one at a time, unless you want to become one person, which none of us want, I'm sure. And she glares at Orion, opens the door, and lets whoever wants to come in first.
Orion steps up. He'll volunteer to go first.
I'm going first.
Oh yeah, Metal Phantasm already. Metal Phantasm already stepped up to the plate before you did, Orion.
Orion droop down to the floor. He walks up to Fortissimo and he calls Lucy over. Lucy.
Oh, did I forget? Is that your pet? Oh, they're an extra 50 gold. And she flicks over and goes over to Metal
Whoa.
Phantasm. and looks toward the circle. All right, just stand right there in the middle of the circle, and pray to God that you come out in one piece. Ah! And she she claps her hooves together, and then laughs. That was my little
Lovely.
joke. Theo, are you doing such things?
I just kind of scoff and I just kind of gods.
And I mean, are you adhering to her instruction? Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not like I can go to the middle of this. It's in
You
between.
can. You can hold Alt and do it if you wanted to.
Oh, okay. Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa! Whoa, dude!
Wow,
Whoa!
that's bait.
Now you can sit in a real chair. Look at Fortissimo go.
Yeah.
There we go.
How
and
did you think that?
Oh, sorry.
I was just asking them. How did you think that Electra and Peregrine were like getting
I
so
don't
close?
know.
To us?
I think it had some special script. I was like, damn.
You're an interesting individual.
Hold on. Let's see here. Let's hit spirit in this sea here. And so with a there's a brief moment when, and then just like that, Mr. Metal Phantasm is no longer there.
Right. As he teleports out of there, you just faintly hear him yell, "I'm coming, Pops!"
Aww, that hurts. And she blinks a little bit at the sudden yelling. All right, Fortissimo, maybe. And she looks over.
Which is so sweaty. When he steps up.
Same thing, right over in the middle. And she goes over to the middle. Any last words?
Oh, what did you mean by that? Oh.
There's a teleportation gonna. You say, what do you mean by that? And just like that, Mr. Fortissimo, you are also no longer in that space. Let's see here. I could just layer you to the G layer. There you go. All right. And she looks back. All right. Who else?
I'll go.
Orion keeps like raising his hoof, and somebody else keeps coming in front of him.
Oh, what are you complaining about? You want to stay with her as long as you can, don't you?
No.
Liar.
She's waiting for you, Peregrine.
You've got
Oh,
places to
sorry.
be, Peregrine.
I was doing that theater of the mind. I wasn't paying attention.
Not that one.
Not
Which
that
one?
Blue one.
Far left.
What? There we go.
Jeez, get immersed.
All right. And do you have any last remarks to say to your girlfriend before we zap you?
Love you.
Oh, I love you too.
And just like that, Mr. Peregrine is no longer in this space. And she looks expectantly toward either Spirit Corals or it looks like Ring Dancer on the outside. And she is very purposefully not looking at Orion.
I want to go next.
Okay, step right up.
Orion crosses his hooves and just begins tapping his back hooves on the floor.
And she looks up. Tell your boyfriend I said hi.
Goodbye.
And just like that, there goes Miss Electra. And then she starts waving over to Blooming Corals. Wave, wave, wave. Wave, 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 wave.
Your turn, Blooming.
And it's a spirit who kind of like whispers over. She's blind. Oh, 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 oh. And she steps out. And there's a hoof that comes out to your hoof, Blooming Corals. Follow me, miss.
Alright.
Pal, that's epic. And you step on the circle. She makes sure that you're in the proper place, and bloop. No more corals.
Oh my god, I can't see.
Everything is dark. Nothing has changed for corals.
Did it work?
Oh, we'll get to that.
Oh.
Alright. Let's see. And then she kind of looks over this way. Alright, it looks like we have a couple more people. Spirit, you're up next. Okay. And she steps up. Gary doesn't even look towards Spirit. She just kind of gets in the middle. The words are exchanged. Looks like Spirit is actually fairly familiar with this method of transportation. And she looks toward the room. Oh boy, choices. You with the scars. Why don't you want to go with him? And she looks toward Orion. And then back to Ring Dancer. Like, seemingly pondering how anybody can not catch on to her ruse. Oh, I just think that you'd probably want to go first, yeah? Ladies first and all that. I don't care, let him go first. She kind of squints. Alright then, ladies first it is. Come on, Orion.
Orion steps up, puts an extra 50 gold on the table, and puts Lucy onto the teleporting pad for.
It's hard to keep her there.
He says in Aklo, Lucy, Fortissimo will be on the other side.
Give me an animal handling.
Uh-oh.
Corals is already gone. This may not work.
I've got that skill too. Oh god. Oh,
that's
pretty
actually
good.
pretty good.
Okay. She
Untrained,
looks reluctant. You kind of have to put like a couple somethings there to like keep her there. Maybe like a couple bits of meat that you picked up over the last 18 days that kind of just on the thing. But she eventually stays there and then starts. You know that thing that like dogs will do when they get like really excited on a tile floor and start to try to run, but they run in place because it's so slick.
Yeah.
That's what she starts. That's what she starts to do when when the lights around the teleportation circle start going, and like she, and then, boop, she's gone. Just like that. And then she looks towards you, and, I guess it's your turn.
Well, Gary, we've known each other for a long time, and I'm sorry I have to go. Try not to be too broken up over me.
And she
We'll
looks at her plate of
always
she looks at her plate of cookies as if half considering throwing one in with you at the teleportation circle to see if you come out a cookie pony on the other side.
Cookie pony. Is
We'll
that what
always
happened to
have
Gary?
the ship, Gary. I'll never forget you. And then Orion presses his wing up to his mouth and blows her.
You do such things, and though you guys can't see it, Ring Dancer is there to just say, to look toward her. Gary says, "Does he do this often?" And she says, "Oh yeah." And Ring Dancer goes toward the circle. You say, and Ring Dancer is through. Now, each and every one of you felt the suffocating darkness of a teleportation happening. The wonderful thing about teleportation is that you cannot breathe while you are in it. It kind of sucks away the air, makes you feel like you're being pulled on all sides, though your feet seem rather grounded, as if the ground itself is the only thing that is tethering you to this mortal world of sorts. Everything dark, everything spinning, everything so claustrophobic, though so open, and then thump.
It's almost like I've felt this recently.
One by one, you guys hit solid ground in what seems to be kind of a open square of a city. Let me pull that up here. Don't think I don't have maps for things. Hang on. Now it is kind of like later in the evening by this point. You guys are kind of going a little bit. It was like afternoon. You guys went through the whole thing. That makes sense, yeah?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let me copy over all your tokens and bring you here. And you guys are all in one good, convenient location. Look at that. Can't fault you for that one. Alright, give me 1 second here. 5-minute break.
Sure.
Okay.
Alright.
I gotta pee!
Into the
I
butter.
absolutely love the dynamic between Gary and Orion.
It's pretty good. I'm gonna move up to the tavern so some folks can speak.
Okay.
Well.
Rude.
Ray!
Normies! Get off my board!
Let's go.
Oh boy, oh boy. What a dagger, am I right?
I don't know, it's just a normal dagger with some weird word on it.
Yeah.
There's no way that we could know anything about the random dagger that we found.
Uh-huh.
Other than the fact that it's written in a very peculiar language that would have been
Protogen or something?
Protean.
Protean.
Protean. Is that like an ancient language?
It's the language of the protons.
It's a sea elemental language. I'm pretty sure it's the water elemental one.
Isn't that like caveman ponies,
That's
basically?
Aquan.
Outsiders of pure chaos.
Oh. Oh, that actually kind of thickens the plot.
Nobody rolled to
Protean
get into
language.
that a little bit more.
I didn't
was
want to metagame too much.
It's counting on Fortissimo to take the helm on that. See where that led.
Are Proteans outsiders?
Yes.
They are serpentine
it's
outsiders.
Peculiar that Corals found it then.
Okay, what
They
did I
are.
miss?
Well, we're
Well,
talking about the silver dagger with the Protean language.
Those
Yes.
so
some
Corals, Protean is an outsider language, and I believe your big scary underwater monsters are also outsiders.
but these are some big, swole ass, sexy snake outsiders.
They don't speak
I mean,
Protean.
sexy wouldn't be the first word that comes to mind for me.
Depends on which one you're looking at.
Look at this one.
Durr!
Yep. Who is this
Dagger, am I
guy?
right?
Okay, that one's not too bad.
What do you say, Millie?
Look at this guy. Why is this guy here?
What a dagger, Durr, right?
Hmm.
Hmm. Ooh, you guys are posting Proteans.
Who?
So why is
Who's
if you go to the
Tara?
page, if you go to the page and then like click the image and scroll over a bit, like dude just shows up.
Is this,
Crossing the streams a little too extreme now.
Oh, that. You're talking about that dagger. I was confused because I got the
Oh
art
yeah,
dagger
yeah, yeah,
today.
yeah.
I got no
Yeah,
problem
yes.
with the streams being crossed. I mean, in their campaign, Zakira literally showed up, so
And Damien weirdly showed up.
and Damien too. That's correct.
And
I'll
Durr.
vote
Damien.
What do you mean the streams being crossed? You guys are literally on the same timeline.
Out of character though, aboleths are not Protean.
Oh yeah.
When
They're
do we get
not,
to meet
but
John
they're
Tiger?
outsiders.
They're
And Proteans are outsiders.
I don't think they're outsiders.
they're not outsiders. They're
They're insiders.
aberrations.
Yeah.
Oh,
Insiders, you say?
Yeah, aboleths are aquatic aberrations.
Schooled.
They're basically like, at one point they basically were gods. Like that's the best way to.
well, I thought they came before the gods even.
They were. They came before the gods. The gods forced them out of their like plane of existence.
And they've got the hereditary memory as well, so
yeah,
they'll remember that.
everybody disliked that
Mm.
for the next 7 million years.
Alright, I'm just setting up your guys' vision here.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
actually
yeah.
know what an outsider is, but no, aboleths only speak Aquan, aboleth, and common. So they wouldn't even know what the dagger said anyway, unless one of their relatives also spoke that language, then they would know. But that's just complicated.
Oh, is it actually like hive mind knowledge, or is it just
It's genetic. So,
So
everything the parent knew, the child will know.
Okay, but if if their brother or something learned it, they wouldn't know it.
They wouldn't know it because that's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
gotcha.
how genetics work.
Well, yeah, I understand, but
Yeah. So like yeah, but of course, like the whole thing is they share knowledge anyway. So even though they wouldn't know it, their brother would be like, "Okay, bro, you'll never guess what happened to me today." And then the memory of whatever happened to his brother is now passed on to the individual, and then the individual will pass on the memory of knowing that that brother had something happen to them to their child.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
my dad's brother, when he was like 500,000 years old, man, it was bad. He got slapped in the face by a fish. It was awful.
Fuck fish.
And thus, we now have to exterminate all fish.
Fucking fish.
Fish are the chicken of the sea.
Indeed.
The thing is, like, for as evil as an aboleth is, they also are smart enough to understand mercy and are willing to show it to those who prove themselves
Worthy.
But they would much prefer you as a slave instead.
Of course. Who wouldn't?
I mean, don't worry. Like, they'll offer something in exchange for being a slave, and they'll give it to you,
Indentured servitude.
but you're still their slave.
Well, we prefer the term wage slave.
How is that a better?
Wagey. That's because I already used the word.
We prefer the term undocumented immigrant. Don't call ICE. Oh, don't call ICE. We'll call you.
That's what I thought you were going for. Like,
Yeah, I was waiting for the follow-up.
Yeah, that was one of those tricky jokes where I heard it myself and I wasn't sure if it was funny or not, but then I realized it was a perfectly good pun, so I shared it. You're welcome.
Puns are. Here's my hot take.
Don't.
Uh-oh.
No, do it.
No, it's not. I'm not making another pun. Here's my hot take. Puns actually are a high form of humor sometimes.
Hey,
Of course they are.
that's Bill.
Puns and ponies.
Danny, a very nice job so far on the
Danny.
on the drawing of Orion.
Oh, Kitten's here. Hi.
Yeah.
Huh?
I was showing off your work.
Really good job on that picture of Orion.
Where? I had to stop drawing because my fingers started to hurt. So
We
was
posted it in
like-
the spectator voice chat on the of Pawns and Ponies game. We're playing right now. We're just on a small break. We're about to go back actually.
Oh, and there.
The crew's all here.
The crew is
This
all
way.
here.
I was actually
Right.
wrong about their languages. It's
There
actually
is it.
it changed in the
Yes.
5th edition to Pathfinder, so my bad.
That line art for that was like the death. It took me like 20 times to draw one line. I wanted to kill myself.
It'd be like that.
It really do.
Yeah, I even showed them the.
Oh yeah, I started coloring it. So I started doing the shadings. Let me see if I can find it.
But I also showed them the very first, and we all agree it's very cute.
I did my. Well, I'm doing my best. Wait here. Hold on. I'll put in the spectator voice chat. Cause gay.
Does Blooming have a town named after her?
Ooh.
No, I don't have a team. I don't have a
That's
town
so
named after
shitty.
me, but I am from a town.
Kill me. I made them extra fluffy too.
Oh, nice.
Look
And
at
I
him
colored. I
go.
was so
Look at
proud
him
of the
go.
horn that I colored.
This is coming
That
along
horn.
beautifully.
The eye.
That is some good fluff, actually.
Yeah.
Like real shit.
So we talk about the eye though.
Yeah, she gave me
Eyes.
fetlocks, lots of chest floof, windswept hair was done right.
I like the transparency in the wings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
nice
made it
touch.
kind of dope.
Honey.
I was gonna do it with Lucy's, but then I erased it, and I don't feel like draw it again. So I'm just like, well,
Alrighty. Well, I'm ready to go back and resume if you guys are.
Alright.
Alright,
Actually,
Danny.
I am going to. I should be back in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
I
Give it 2
don't
minutes.
have a PC, therefore.
Well, we're basically we're going to be switching channels to another one when we're
Yeah.
actually in the campaign.
So the one just below spectator voice chat is the campaign voice. Only the players can speak in that one, but anybody can spectate in and listen along. We're doing a game of Pawns and Ponies right now. It's the D&D game.
Pawns and Ponies.
Yeah.
Teach me thy ways of games.
Ooh, Perry, give Danny here the live stream link.
Oh, sure.
Mhm.
Copy. I'll post it in spectator voice chat. If she's on mobile, it might be kind of annoying for her.
I can get the app though.
It's a mixer stream.
What was it? Oh, I forgot. That one griffin that keeps popping in and out. That is from Silk and Silver Tongues.
I know.
Why?
Hello.
It's Frank's characters from Silk and Silver songs.
Perry, we never got married. I'm upset. How could you?
Well, Danny, got bad news for you.
I don't care.
Danny, it's time to cuck. You gotta do it.
It's cuffing season. You know what that means.
You better watch out.
Everybody better hide your mans.
What did I walk in on? Also,
Cuffing season.
Is that a new Christmas Carol? You better not watch. You better not cry. You better not. What is it? You better not yell. I'm cucking you dry.
Is that a Christmas song?
I don't know.
Yeah,
There's a little twist in it.
You never heard that one, Mainly?
I don't believe I have.
I hear certain people sing it to their husbands every night.
Should have known from the man who didn't know what a calendar was.
Shut the fuck up, Perry. Should have known from the man who has weird ass fucking fingers. He said.
Wow, so that's what the graph means. The American education system going up, going up, going up, going up.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Last month was hoodie season. This month is cuffing season. That was hot.
This still fucks me up.
What, fucking? I imagine it would.
You
Oh
just
my
bent them
God.
too far. I can't. Oh my god. I'm trying to bend them that far. I'm not even getting half that far.
He's got a 90-degree angle.
Are you double jointed, Mainly?
I mean, yeah, I can. Well, I used to be able to put my bend my finger back to touch my wrist.
Is that
I
healthy?
can't even get close to that.
Yeesh.
Just one
Better
day it
watch
suddenly
out.
snaps off, and it's like, well, double jointed down to no jointed.
Mm-hmm.
I can hardly bend my finger.
Mine don't go back like that.
Y'all out here throwing gang signs, and I'm just like,
Hang on. I have an accurate depiction of Perry trying to do what I'm doing with my fingers. You want to see?
yes,
Yes.
I do.
Yeah, that's honestly pretty accurate.
Memely.
I mean, to be fair, the fact that SpongeBob is a sea sponge and apparently you can blend them and they put themselves back together. Shouldn't he just put his hand in the blender and then like put a jar over it?
You'd think so.
Wait, you can do that with sea sponges?
Yeah, long story short, they went, let's see what we can do with the sea sponge. So they put it in a blender and then like poured it out and then it reassembled itself, apparently. I don't recommend doing that with your own hands, though.
Oh god.
But will it blend?
Most
no.
scientists are want to do.
I can see it with a sea sponge. What really fucks me up is there's this
Putting your own hand in a blender?
Here
Well,
comes
that
the
would
water
fuck
bear.
me up.
Yeah.
No, not the water bear. It's a different microscopic organism. It can actually I can't remember the exact thing. I could probably look it up. But what it can do is if you train one of these guys to make their way through a maze, and then another one eats it, it can like assimilate the other one's memory and learn what.
Okay,
it knew.
the Borg is not real.
Hold on, I'll find it for you guys. Hold on.
Shut up, Google. Sorry, my phone just went off. But that sounds like something from the Borg.
Yeah, I guess you could say it's right angle time.
Oh god.
I thought.
Well, you thought wrong.
You did wrong.
It was one of the big boys.
Wait. Are you from Britain
What?
or are you from Australia?
Whatever gave you that impression, mate. Yeah, Why?
Well, as a man who doesn't know what a calendar is, I'm very confused.
I know what a calendar is. It's that little thing you get at Christmas, and it gives you chocolates.
Your calendars give you chocolates?
Advent calendar.
Yeah, the Advent calendar. Glad someone picked it up.
Why are we fucking finger bending?
You started.
Because we're trying to get as far as you can, but oh shit.
But oh shit, he just broke something.
You know, what the funnier part of Orion's picture is the very displeased Octavia in the background.
Really, you're doing this shit when you could be paying attention to me?
No,
How
Octavia is more
dare
like
you.
you can't see her, but Trixie. Oh, you can actually see her hat. Trixie is right next to Rainbow Dash and her, and Octavia is just like the things I have seen when he sits at this computer desk will horrify me. I have gone beyond the emotion of anger. I feel nothing anymore.
To be fair, you can see Trixie's hat from space.
It is a nice hat.
You can see your ego from space.
Like, what is it? Those psychics that see auras. Like, I can see the aura around you. The psychics saw Trixie going like fucking 20 kilometers away.
You can
A
smell
reminder:
Trixie.
Trixie is a magician who uses magic to perform fake magic.
That's pretty pilled.
That is pilled.
She's an entertainer.
I guess it would make illusion work a lot easier.
I'm just grabbing a bottle of water and we're gonna move back over.
I mean, okay, here's something that, you know, what is it? Sort of glossed over. Yes, magic is fake. Like, and I'm talking stage magic or sleight of hand magic. The wonder of magic, at least what I find in it, is not the fact that, you know, oh, it's mysticism or something. It's how they pull things off without
sleight of
resorting
hand.
to it. Yeah. Like, I will happily applaud and pay to see a show if they can make it look like someone's getting themselves chopped in half.
Yeah.
And then walk around.
Yeah.
I know it's fake as shit. You know.
No. There's no one. I don't think anyone here thinks any of it's real. It's just I was just pointing out that it's kind of funny that you have a traveling magician when magic is so commonplace.
Well, yeah, true. I guess that actually is true magic
Because she's
it's not a
passionate
science.
about it.
But really, it was just a joke that she's performing fake
The
magic.
real magic is the friends we made along the way.
Oh, kill yourself.
I'm gonna slap you so hard your name's gonna be
Did
swollen.
somebody say kill yourself? Am I gonna have a talk with some pony?
No.
Yikes.
Well, in any case, I think it's time to go back to campaign, boys.
Yeah.
Woo! There we go. One by one.
And Nanny still thinks she's talking to you?
We left Palo, Danny, and Jet behind.
Are they just talking?
I don't know. You should drag him down here. Oh, maybe not. I don't know if they're talking.
Oh, there he comes.
Palo and Danny are still up there. Danny's
Looking
still
for
up
the
there.
Cam Pagan.
I'm gonna bring Danny down. Non-consensually.
Down, down.
Bonk.
Giggity.
There we go. And let me enable my not creepy music here, because I have that creepy feeling playing. We don't need the creepy feeling playing. We need casual.
Yeah, I prefer on land, not playing.
On land is not creepy.
It might be the creepiest thing you've ever played.
It's not creepy. Typical, back me up on this.
Is that V7?
What?
Yes.
It's creepy.
Is that? I think that's Shuxer, isn't it?
Figured.
Well, someone made the model that was probably V7, but a different person did.
Yeah, V747.
Did
is
the what, sorry?
modelist.
Yeah, you can see on the bottom right.
Did the coloring.
Oh yeah, it is too. Who the fuck is Kelpie Moon Knives?
Probably the one who colored it.
Oh, I see.
All right. Oop.
How the hell do you color a 3D model?
And with a
Very careful.
sucking motion.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Yeah. A little bit darker.
Comfy.
As if the time zones have changed ever so slightly. You guys pop into what seems to be kind of a town, the town square. Some people kind of look over as you guys pop into existence, but it seems like this is probably one of the places that is more common to do so. One of the taverns over the way just says the Stepping Rest. That's right over here. There's two changelings that are just kind of having a casual dinner together. They look over and they smile. One of them just kind of waving, welcoming you along as you guys kind of seem to lose your balance just ever so slightly before getting back on your hooves. And you guys have arrived, from your knowledge, into the grand city of Daklai.
Do I immediately know location?
Yes, you are smack dab in the center of the city.
All right, cool.
Did
We made
did
it.
everybody make it?
I think
Where's
so.
Lucy?
Ring Dancer's here. She was the last one through the portal, so yes, we're all here.
Think so.
Wait, where's Peregrine?
I'm right
He's
here.
Peregrine. Oh, there you are.
Can't get rid of me that easily.
You blend in with the pavement. You're very bright.
Oh,
What's that supposed to mean?
It means you blend in with the pavement because you're very.
It's a damn shame I can't call you a vampire anymore.
You're
I
certainly.
mean,
Well.
he's still a bat pony.
Yeah, but that'd be racist. And I'm not racist.
Oh, Lucy. Where's Lucy?
Speaking about racism,
There's a couple moments before, and then Lucy seems to have come hissing after you.
Lucy. Good to see you. I would have expected you to be on Fortissimo's back. Even Coral's back here.
Mm-hmm. There's just a general milling about of people. I would think you guys are probably looking for a place to rest.
Or
what time is it?
It is edging on evening. It'd be about 8 o'clock local time.
Yeah, we probably should find a hotel at least.
I live here.
Oh,
oh yeah.
it turns out we have a tour guide.
For us all?
I live here. I kind of grew up here. I know how to get there without a map. I know this town like the back of my hand.
Yeah, you should take the helm on this one. This is.
It's a shame we
Do
don't
you
know.
have enough room to put us all up?
Oh yeah. We got rooms.
Rooms out the waz.
Well, do we want to
No,
head straight there?
We got
Or?
rooms. We got 2 floors. The basement. It's locked though.
Maybe we should
Just
grab a
jump in
bite
the
to eat
basement.
before we go there.
What was that?
Maybe we should grab a bite to eat before we head to bed.
Oh yeah, there's no food there.
I'm sure there's
Yeah.
plenty of food there. It's only a little bit moldy.
No, there's no food.
Well, I'm sure he doesn't eat.
I'll take his word for it.
Why would a clockwork eat?
Besides, of course. The milk only expired a few years ago.
Do you know any good places to eat paper cut?
Yeah, there's this place right here. This is the nearest place. It's what is this place?
From the look of the tavern, it just says the Stepping Rest.
Oh, we could quickly get a bite in here.
Yeah, it's a tavern. It's kind of a stucco single-story building with kind of a double-story building. My bad. With a brown tile roof and some well-kept hedges. It's kind of well lit by the inside by what seems to be a few magical torches, and kind of contains a number of small braziers and cured meats kind of hanging from the ceiling of the inside of the tavern from through the windows where you can see.
But yeah, right here's a nice place.
Okay.
It's fancy.
Yeah, let's get some food. Mimli, what is the color palette of?
Of this, Kieran?
Yes, this Kieran.
So that one's kind of interesting. You know those kind of weird, like optical kind of cards that you see. Sometimes you'll see them on driver's license where you tilt it and the light kind of changes.
Iridescence?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's kind of her scale pattern there. Kind of goes all the way through, and she kind of has a dark purple fur to kind of complement it.
Hmm. How old is she?
Oh God.
I mean, are you gonna ask her?
No, just my general knowledge.
She looks like
Well,
an adult.
An adult.
Jeez.
Legal.
Too mature for you, Orion?
Too mature, damn.
What are you implying?
You know exactly what I'm implying.
No.
Let's continue before we get in a gunfight in the middle of the road here.
I hunger.
Let's go eat. This place looks fancy enough. Who knows? We might even find Orion a date.
Oh, wrong door there,
Sorry.
Metal Phantasm. You're just walking through walls.
What? No, there's a door right here.
That's a window.
Oh,
Well, who's stopping him?
there's a door.
It's a door for those who make it one.
The door's down here. Alright, I'll go ahead and open it for you guys. There you go. Look, that one's a door.
Oh, that I went through
Hey.
another window.
Yeah, you went through another window. And you guys walk in. Like I said, there's cured meats and cheeses kind of hanging from hooks along the ceilings, just kind of waiting, aging, that kind of thing. It looks very nice within this place.
Is this cheese made from genuine cured milk?
And,
Can't believe it's not butter.
And I'll start up my tavern playlist here. Look at that. How fancy. There seems to be a Kieran that is behind the counter, somewhat tending to her bar, seemingly pulling up what's she seems to be dusting off in the back, bottle after bottle of different what seems to be different proofs of Kieran special. She didn't take notice of you, mind you. She's just cleaning away.
Good evening.
Oh, hello.
We are hungry. We need food.
And she blinks and kind of like looks around. Oh, well, I think you've come to the right place. You have.
Oh my God.
And she tilts her head. What are you looking for?
Do you have any meatball soup?
Oh, no, not meatball soup. We have got that. We do have bison casserole. We've gotten greens and a tankard of cider. That's on the specials today.
And she kind of taps a little board. That also lists two other of her specials that she lifts off, namely waterfowl soup with roasted apple and a tankard of beer, and there's also one of eggs and ham and steamed eggs and ham steamed bun with rice and a glass of brandy.
Waterfowl, you say?
Yeah.
I like the sound of that one. Yeah, waterfowl with apples and beer.
You'll find us foie, please.
It's not that kind of waterfowl. And
It's the only kind I know of.
and the price is listed next to each one of the items is 5 silver pieces, and she kind of smiles and kind of waits expectantly a little bit on the table for a moment, just to make sure you guys all seen it before continuing. Oh, I'll start whipping that up right then. And
I'm a vegetarian.
opens up the counter of a door. Just leave the silver right on the table. When I come back, I'll collect it from you. Okay? Thank you, Darius.
Hold on.
What?
Our I think I heard Coral's over here. We have a vegetarian in our midst.
Please.
And then she kind of tilts her head a little bit. Oh, do you want just the roasted apple part of it and a tankard of beer?
Yeah, that'll work.
All right, I'll charge you full for that one. And she heads off, seemingly up the stairs over here, to go collect the stuff.
All right. Corals, I'll go ahead and get this for you. That way I don't have to worry about making change.
Oh god, where the fuck am I going? Okay.
A day in the life of corals. Where the fuck am I going?
What the fuck is going on?
Are there any well, hold on. Peregrine. Are there any like obviously old ponies?
I'll gaze around. You see any old horses?
Old horses?
They don't have to be specifically
Give me a perception.
I'm looking for old people. I didn't mean like someone who looks like they're playing. From what I gather from Coral's knowing what she's been doing around stuff like this in the past, I'm looking for anyone playing any board games.
Board games. All right, give me a perception.
Shit, he caught on to my secret. I'm not so secret.
You don't see anybody playing board games, but you do hear over here at least the two that are having discussions over here, kind of trying to keep that in a whispered sort of way. And though nobody is playing board games, you do catch them saying, "Did you hear the Meadow Phantasm's back in Caladine? Reckon he's coming here."
When I hear that, I'm immediately looking on the walls. Are there any wanted posters with our faces plastered on them?
You start looking up and down the wall, and you don't notice any in here.
I'll sigh of relief and look back at Coral's. No, they are talking about the Metal Phantasm.
Perfect. I'm going. I assume it's like a common rumor that you know, the same as we believe that blind people have better hearing. It would be a common rumor in this one.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna pull out the blind cane. Go over to this table here and lean down with a very quiet whisper. Metal Phantasm, you say?
And they kind of blink. They look over, like kind of a little startled. The Pegasus there next to the Griffin kind of blinks a little bit. It takes him a moment, seemingly, to kind of figure out that you weren't just straight up eavesdropping, and the cane actually does give it away. Like that's works in your favor in that respect.
Hooray! It did something.
Yeah.
The reason I bought it. Yes.
And he seems to catch on to that fact. Give a small chuckle. He leans in. He's kind of really close. Hey lass, Metal Phantasm. You's spotted what I hear in Caladine not but 2 weeks ago.
I hear there's a pretty nice bounty on his head around here. Is that true?
And he kind of leans in. Depends on who you talk to.
Well, I'm not one to snitch myself, of course. I'd never turn in a do-gooder. But I am a fan of coin.
Kind of smiles a little bit. Well, I never said he was a do-gooder. We heard tell that he's been causing problems.
What kind of problems have you heard about? Because I just came from Caladai myself.
And it's the Griffin friend who kind of comes in a little bit with a more of a whisper. Oh, and what have you heard?
Well, I don't see much these days.
And he kind of looks like he has that moment where he's like, I'm not sure if I should laugh or not.
But I do hear a lot. And I happen to have heard some loud noises coming from a tavern. I've also heard rumors of wanderings around a sewer. But I'm more curious about what those and with ears in other places have heard.
And he smiles. Would you like to ask them yourself?
I certainly would.
He gestures toward his friends, and very meticulously, they start kind of leading you out, Corals.
Oh god, oh fuck, I've gotten myself into a situation.
Abort.
It's too late, I gotta go.
Where are you going?
Out for a minute.
Straight to the underground.
Shit, I'll be back.
Alright, well, your food will be here soon. Don't be gone too long.
Okay.
Where are those ponies?
I don't know. On that day, Coral's fucking died.
I'm
I
gonna go with.
I think we should follow her.
Yeah, you know, Corals, if...
I'm following.
Let's not have the whole party following.
Okay.
That's gonna look
paper cut.
extremely suspicious.
Paper cut.
Yeah, and if you guys
Get back
start
here.
trying to follow her out, Ring Dancer will put a hoof out, as she was right next to the open window next to Corals.
Oh god, this took a turn I didn't expect.
And,
You all
say,
hold the
Ring-
hell on.
Ring dancer.
She
We're
can
just gonna
handle
be-
her- She could handle herself. Don't get her
I
in
know.
I
trouble.
also didn't.
We're just gonna be insurance.
Yeah, if
We
you-
can
You're
be
gonna get her
invisible.
caught.
I'm sure she has more than enough ability to take care of herself.
Damn, that's right.
Damn shame I don't have a 20 constitution.
If you're following them through this door, Corals, they're bringing you up here.
Oops. Yeah, I'm following them.
Yep, they're bringing
I
you into
lost
this.
track of them.
They're bringing you into this store right over here, aptly named the World's Path.
Alrighty.
All
What could
right.
go wrong?
What could go wrong? You step into the place, and it seems to be kind of a china shop. Has some weird jars and tea sets and that kind of thing, kind of along the way. The Griffin is kind of approaching what seems to be a very well-dressed Persian along the back there, and kind of leans over the counter. You kind of hear him say, "Looks like we have another one who kind of wants to help out with the cause." And the Persian kind of responds back, "Oh, and what can she do?" And this is when the Griffin looks back to you. "Ma'am, what can you do?"
Well, have you ever seen a hold on, I'm trying to think of something cocky.
Take your time.
You ever seen a filly throw a 5-ton boulder?
And they kind of get this like Obama not bad face. Oh. So you are a spellcaster of the earth, or how might we classify you?
I believe the term is kineticist.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. And now you get some raised eyebrows from the other ones. Oh.
I'm gonna do the little thing with my meteor that where I like make it snake around up my arm.
You get some very impressed little smiles. Oh, we can use you among our ranks. Oh, I'd say you are more than welcome within. What do you say, Mr. Igneous? And the Persian across the way just kind of gives a smile. Ah, well, yes. Though the discussion of your cut, say if we do catch this metal phantasm, will be discussed in a more private place. And he kind of opens up this side right over here. This little side thing behind his counter for you to walk through, Blooming Corals.
Alrighty. I'm in too deep. I gotta go. I am gonna keep playing up the blindness thing with the little tippy tap of the cane as I go over there.
That is absolutely fair. Meanwhile, what are the rest of the party doing? We're gonna go with it. We're gonna wait a second on that one and go to what the rest of the party's doing.
Enjoy my duck stew.
It's not duck stew, mind you.
What kind of waterfowl is it?
You have a knowledge nature?
Orion certainly does.
Sort of. I mean, I am a duck hawk.
Shut the fuck up.
It's nearly as good as you could get.
Orion
like
takes a deep smell and holds up the
what?
holds up the bowl and for Lucy to eat out of.
Taste.
Well, with your knowledge nature and kind of doing it, this does seem to be goose.
Yuck.
Of course.
Fuck off with your shit. Like I'm gonna kill ducks in my own game.
Duck's already dead.
Whoa.
We don't know that for sure.
Aw.
That's straight from the duck's mouth.
Shut the hell up. That's so bad.
Wow.
You said it.
I did.
Talking to me, everyone looking at me like I killed duck.
You killed duck?
Yeah, how could you?
Yeah, I'm eating her.
Okay. Electra's gonna turn to Ring Dancer and say, well, what if she's in danger? Like, Phantasm and I can go and she's whispering this, of course, can go invisible, or you and I can go invisible and just make sure.
I have seen her spear 3 people in a row. If she's in danger, she won't be for long.
Yeah, she whooped ass on that boat.
Literally.
I just don't want any more people dying.
And she gives you like a bitch really look. If they do lay so much as a scratch upon her, I promise you, it'll be more, and it'll be worse off for them.
Okay.
She can handle herself. We shouldn't worry.
All right. Let me see here. Go to the Danger Street.
Danger Street.
This is not the direction I expected at all.
Blooming Corals. They are kind of leading you. It's actually the Persian just kind of leading you down into this staircase that I'm kind of showing you. It was kind of hidden behind the desk a little bit. But he is leading you down. Now I'm gonna bring you onto a new map. You ready?
I don't think I am, but go for it.
Get some.
Get
All
some.
right. Let me make sure that you yeah, okay. There we go. I just need to make sure all my various lightings are correct. There we go. Look at that. Fantastic. Alright. Dynamic lighting. I just need to add one little thing to the dynamic lighting layer here. Oh, actually, I need to move all this stuff to dynamic lighting. I'm silly. In that case, back to the party just really quick, like. Yeah. Forgot I put these all in the token layer, not in the dynamic lighting.
My anxiety could not be higher.
I know, right? All right, to the lighting layer with you. That's better. Is there anything else that's going on in the tavern I should ask?
No, just enjoying the food that we paid for, wondering when Coral's is going to get back before it gets cold.
What's this? What are these Kieran and unicorns talking about?
They seem to be talking about movie night. They seem to be have set up a new sort of contraption that they are throwing around, some kind of photography device that was
A new
invented in
sort of-
Erelon.
Eh?
Are cameras
Caroline flicks and chill.
Are cameras Canon and Astion?
I mean, you had newspapers with pictures in them.
Very true.
And you could certainly give me a knowledge engineering and/or knowledge history. I'll let anybody roll that one.
Because that's what I'm best at.
I will throw out that there engine.
I like how you guys never ask Fortissimo. He has like every he has like every knowledge.
I had
He can offer his
before he finally rolled.
35. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's shitty because Papercut and I are the engineers, and Fortissimo just outclasses the shit out of us.
Hey, Fortissimo.
Yeah.
Based on the DC that I had set, you can give me 6 questions about the history of cameras in Estion.
Whoa! What do you want to know, Electra?
Video camera?
Okay, yeah. Is there like video recording technology?
Yes.
Neat.
Okay.
Specifically, it all originated in the historical way from it. It all originates from Erelon.
Oh, so you would say that Erelon is like this hub of like this kind of medium capturing.
Erelon is the magical center of this land. Effectively, it is the where all the great wizards come from. It's primarily inhabited by sphinxes and Persians. That's where the magical college, the Clawstone Academy of
Big pentagram?
Yeah, it's the big plant. The Clawstone Academy is
okay.
there. Anagram
Yeah.
spelling out the word cats.
Big.
Yeah,
And it's not the capital. That's surprising.
It was the spell the cameras themselves. Let's see. Actually, you get your questions, so I'll let you ask them.
Yeah. Does there look like there's anything new or unusual about the camera that they're using that isn't in line with?
They don't have it on them. They're just talking about it.
Oh, they're talking about it.
Instant photography?
Oh yeah, that's a good.
Yes, you know that as of the last, within the last 100 years, they had they've kind of assembled like a really cool thing for their college sport called Capture the Princess, and the video technology is used there to kind of put up what kind of a close up on players during play, like as a sort of projector. That in combination with other things, they kind of use more instant photography in that way too to kind of show player highlights and such.
So they can
Is
stream.
is it similar to the technology we had at the Knowledge Bowl with the projector?
Oh.
Is that one of your questions?
Yeah.
It is exactly similar, yes.
Oh, nice.
Continuity.
Anything else you were curious about?
I mean, out of character, I was just wondering, but character, I guess you'd really have any other questions?
All right.
Is there Wi-Fi in Aston?
Yeah, can do the cameras support the mobile transfer of images to their phones?
Only if the caster, only if the user of the camera is present.
Huh.
Oh, not to phones though.
Yeah, that was a mean question.
I was like,
I was like, oh my God.
wait.
This changes everything.
Can you cast?
Erelon is a crazy place indeed. I'm not sure if Fortissimo's ever been there in his backstory, but it
I
is.
don't think so.
I cast Samsung S9.
I cast
I-
iPhone.
Counter with Nokia.
I cast to my smart
Jeez!
TV.
Why would
like
someone
that's-
put 3 cameras on a phone? Oh,
Casting
whole, like-
Nokia gives you like a plus 40 erase.
The whole, like,
You found a mysterious
telepathy-
metal, the metal of Nokia.
Nintendium.
The whole telepathic
Nintendium.
messaging is just sending a text message.
Funnily enough, my other campaign on Friday, not Silk and Silver Tongues, they actually do pretty much have cell phones from Aerolite.
That's epic.
They're wrong.
Alrighty, so let's watch Corals die, guys.
Yeah.
He's still setting up all the enemies you need to fight.
Epic.
I'm gonna have to
Alright,
bullshit my
alright.
way out of this so hard.
Now, corals. You ready?
No, but go for it.
Alright, let me make sure my next track is properly playing. Oh, there we
Just
go.
tell them where we are, friend.
So he leads you down the steps, down,
Don't bring me down.
until the very very similar musty sort of sewer-esque scent catches your nose just a little bit, and you come down into the ring. It's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Oh.
And he kind of smiles. Ah, yes. I do apologize for the smell, dear. And he kind of smiles. And I don't think I've properly introduced myself. My name is Igneous. Nice to meet you. And he gives a bow.
You may call me Coral.
And he holds out a paw, picks up your hooves, dusts it off just a little bit, and then gives it a nice peck. Pleasure to meet you, Miss Corals.
She's got her best charming smile on.
Oh.
Given that she's quite socially awkward, so it's kind of like one of those like, I don't know how to socially interact.
And he walks over to this desk without kind of another word pass there. And just kind of goes over, starts shuffling around some papers. So, you are a mover of earth, a kineticist? Yes. Tell me, are you investigative? Are you good at solving mysteries, finding people who need to be found, but don't want to be?
One could say that. I've certainly tried my hand at it.
Oh? What is your experience?
I'm currently on the hunt for a woman who wronged some dear friends of mine.
Oh.
So I may...
What is this woman's name?
I'm not entirely sure if I'm at liberty to say. Just as you have your secrets, I have mine.
Very well, very well.
Let's just say that she killed a dear bat pony friend of mine, and I had to. I'm not too happy about that.
Ah, yes. You have a similar story with one that we work with. Huh. Small world. And he kind of smiles and picks up a couple papers, shuffling them about before he gives a snap of his fingers and they kind of disappear a moment. Very well. Well, I think you would be a fantastic fit, though. I must say, your appearance was quite sudden and unexpected. How do I know? And he starts to kind of stalk around you almost. That you are not one with the law. I wonder. And he starts like looking up and down your gypsy outfit.
I don't particularly hold any allegiances to any's other than a group of mine I'm in. Other than, of course, my friends, but even they tend to push it at times.
Oh, a group you're in. Do tell.
Have you heard of the Blue Iris Society?
Haha, yes I have. They're one of our primary informants.
Interesting.
Well,
we are...
primary informants, he says, quoting with his claw, they do like to withhold information unless you play that silly game with them.
On the contrary, my 20 or so years of experience with that game says otherwise, but I understand. God, I can't hear anything. Hold on. I can understand an outsider not quite understanding it.
Very well. He seems to kind of take a stance not to argue. Before continuing.
Don't touch them up.
Well, if your allegiance to them would not get in the way of helping us capture and deliver the certain metal phantasm to our commissioners, he says, kind of with a little bit of a emphasis, I think we'll get along very well. Are you in?
I assume you're not at liberty to say who the commissioners are?
Are you in?
You know what? I believe I am.
Very well, very well. And she kind of thinks a little bit. Well, now that we are well acquainted, I suppose I should at least tell you that. You ever heard of the Nightwalkers?
The name is very passingly familiar. I haven't been able to talk with the Blue Iris in quite a while. I'm a bit out of touch.
Now, to you as a character, is that true or not?
She has only heard the Nightwalkers whenever Papercut screams about them, but she doesn't really like. She's lived in the middle of nowhere for 20 years. She's very out of touch.
I'm just paying attention to when we might be getting into bluff roll territory.
Yeah.
And he kind of raises his eyebrow. Well, I'm not surprised. Well, that is who is going to be paying us very handsomely. Very handsomely indeed. Perhaps I should invite you to see some of my other team members?
Well, I would absolutely love to. I do keep in mind, of course, that I did arrive with said friends, so I don't want to make them suspicious. They are not aware of what I've been doing behind their backs to find this metal phantasm guy.
Yes. Well, if you've come with friends, and he starts to kind of think a little bit, how might you get away from them? He says, kind of cautiously.
I suppose simply telling them that I need to go do other work would certainly work. They're very trusting.
And you wouldn't be missed.
Not for short periods of time. More than a night or so would be far too much, though.
He kind of thinks a little bit. Well, certainly if it was for a night, it would be fine, but this is certainly a more day by day, week by week sort of endeavor.
You'd be understanding that I am quite mobile. I will be here for a little while, though.
Very well.
Many adventurers are.
Well, Mrs. Corals, if you would wait right here, I would have no problem gathering my other friends.
Alrighty.
And he is more than happy to kind of leave you in this room. There is a door in this room that's kind of in front of you. You can't hear much past that door, though.
Get my other friends. That's a yikes for me.
I am. Alrighty. I'm just waiting for the inevitable.
Alright, let's see here. Copy. I'm just gonna leave his token right there just so you know that's the last place that you saw him come up. So I don't have to keep putting him on the GM's layer.
Yeah.
Alright, other party. It's been about 20 minutes. Quarles has not returned.
Our food's gonna get cold.
Hey, Electra. Chowing down. If you want to check in on her, maybe I don't know, send a message or something.
You don't seem very worried about her, but
She
I will.
kicks ass.
She does, but it's been 20 minutes.
It has been a little while.
Electra's gonna send a message in the direction that she's facing to Corals. And is everything okay, Corals?
Well,
I
actually,
mean, it's up to Meanly whether it
No,
hits you or
actually.
not.
that
Okay.
does not get to her. Message can only go through only so much stone and wood, my guy.
Oh. My guess is that, you know, she accidentally got mixed up with assassins. They're always trying to kill me. I'm kind of used to it by now.
Is there a lot of assassins here?
All knowledge local.
mean-
Also, Paolo, that's fucked up.
I mean, more lately, but
All right. I think we should find her, and then we can deal with the assassins. Are you guys almost done?
Yeah. He's licking his talons off.
Fortissimo or Ryan?
Orion
Okay.
lets Lucy finish licking the bowl clean.
Finger
Oh.
licking
Are you
good.
gonna let us leave the building now, Ring Dancer?
And she kind of like rolls her eyes a little bit. Yeah, I guess.
Oh god, they're gonna ruin it. I'm gonna get killed.
Though I did see one of the people from that building she went in come out and go up that way. She kind of points towards.
Can't she like meld into stone or something?
Not yet. It's like level 20 shit.
No, but I can shove.
What's level 20? I'm just talking in character.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
well then you're just not aware of what I can do and can't do. We've never talked about it.
Who's talking to me? I'm hearing voices again. Am I having a stroke?
I'm just informing you.
All
Okay,
right, Ring
Brian.
Dancer. Which building did they go into?
They went up that way, and the ring dancer kind of points up that way to where Spirit actually rushes in and kind of smacks her hoof down a little bit. Smack. Be a little bit more inconspicuous, would you? She just kind of whispers that very quickly into her ear as from what you guys see over here, there seems to be a Sphinx who is just kind of waiting outside that door that's apparently she had gone into, who is now just kind of looking over toward them, toward your party, somewhat curiously as you all exited the tavern at the same time.
Yeah, okay. Electra's just gonna casually walk over to the other side of the street down here.
Spirit's going up this way, and Ring Dancer's kind of following her.
I'm gonna hang out on the corner here. Just kind of wait, look around.
Orion's gonna start humming a song.
Would you roll to be
how
inconspicuous?
far?
Disguise?
Well, no, not inconspicuous. Electra's gonna act like she's drunk after coming out of the tavern.
Oh, definitely. You're gonna have to give me a bluff check for that one.
Yeah.
She's had lots of practice though.
All right. I guess the rolls will tell us how much practice she's had.
Fairly
Sure.
a bit. You are a very drunk-looking Kieran.
How far?
she-
Oh,
She's basically stumbling, and she looks up at the Sphinx. Hey, how's it going?
And he looks down. Fine.
What's a big boy like you doing out here tonight?
Perry's jaw drops.
And he kind of raises an eyebrow. Are you drunk?
I might have had one or two, but I'm not drunk.
He looks left and right, kind of considers a moment. Puts on like kind of a faker smile. Oh, I'm just on the job.
Oh, and what's someone like you do for work? And she kind of like stumbles to the left a bit.
He smirks, kind of putting a paw just on your head a little bit and ruffling up your mane. I look after little Kierans like you out in the street now, don't I?
Oh, do you? Well, why don't you look after little Kierans like me over in this area over here? And she starts stumbling
gesturing?
across the street.
Where are you gesturing?
She is not gesturing. She's just stumbling across the street.
And he kind of gives like a. He looks toward the door and just gives it like a. Fuck it, kind of like look. Like walking with you.
That's epic.
It's still on a square grid. You can still use the arrow keys.
I know.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I get it. I get it.
Oh, look who's in the shady alleyway. Hmm.
I know. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's the way I'm going.
He's just fine.
Why is there? Oh.
Yeah, that was a joke, man.
Oh my god, that's base.
I'm glad somebody got it.
Wow.
And he kind of stops,
And-
like right over here, and just kind of scratches his head a little bit.
She gets to the zebra and she's like, "Oh, look, another friend.
Oh no.
How are you doing?"
Y'all are fucking horny.
Eh.
He kind of looks over, and he starts speaking a language. What languages do you speak, Electra?
Not that one.
Let me take a look. Common, Draconic, Dark Whisper, and Sylvan.
Yeah, he starts speaking a language that you don't understand.
Mhm.
To which the Sphinx actually replies, seemingly in the same sounding kind of language, and the zebra kind of his ears kind of flicker a little bit, like excitedly almost. And they look down.
What did he say?
He's happy to see you.
Oh, wonderful.
And the Sphinx just kind of scratches his head a little bit. So, any particular reason we're going down a dead-end alley right here, or not in the tavern?
Oh, there's a tavern?
He gestures to the big sign of the tavern.
Okay, lead the way.
He kind of considers the zebra for a moment before just kind of like, yeah, right, come on, like that kind of that kind of motion. And they just start kind of walking with you into the tavern.
So at this point, I'm assuming the Sphinx is in the tavern.
He's holding the door open for you.
Hmm.
You didn't think this through, did you?
You're kind of in a choral situation right now of I've dug too far. I feel like after this would be a good time for that pregnancy test, don't you think?
So how far is my house?
Wow.
How far is my house from here?
Your house would be about a half-hour walk. You could get there.
Ooh.
It's a big city.
Okay. And she's kind of standing at the door, waiting for him to step aside so she can get in.
Yeah, I mean, like he's holding the door open for you to step
Okay.
in. Yeah, like you're free to step in. He's not blocking
He's
your
being
path.
a gentleman,
She
and you're
steps
being
in.
very rude.
Oh, I need to visit the little Philly's room. I'll be right back. Ask if they've got any Kieran special.
And kind of smiles. Well, how about this? I know all the rooms upstairs have a little bit of room and a restroom in there. I'll just buy us a room and we could go up there all together. How about that?
That sounds perfect.
And he goes up to this Kieran over here. Miss? Yes? I guess that wasn't her voice. Yes? And she looks over. How much for a room for 3? Oh, that would be 7 gold. And she kind of smiles. He puts over the 7 gold, and she's given a room key. Gives a comes right over and gives a rub on your head again there, Electra. Just says, "I've got the keys," and he kind of jingles them, kind of almost teasingly, and starts walking over. Come on, you gotta go. You gotta go.
Walks in. Hey,
Yes?
You're doing my girlfriend.
Oh, base.
I'm fucking her.
Excuse
Bad
me.
answer.
It gives you a wide smirk. And there's kind of
Hold on.
There's kind of a record scratch through the whole bar.
Hold on. I think this situation needs. We
What's this
we
guy
need
looked
another
armed in?
drink. We need another drink, and she pulls out a bottle out of her backpack,
Do you
and
want to
she
join?
uncorks it.
He looks
And-
toward he looks toward Peregrine as you're doing that, Electra, and just says, "You want to come watch?"
What's he got?
What's he got on him?
Yeah, like what's he armed with?
Give me a perception roll. Nothing that you can see.
Nothing that I
And
can
she-
see, huh?
Uncorks the bottle, and instantly, the entire room fills with smoke.
Oh, bad dog! Whoosh. Oh boy. Oh boy.
She immediately boops herself with invisibility, and she tackles Peregrine, and immediately boops him with invisibility as well.
And I think that's a good place for us to end session today, gamers.
Rip.
Oh, okay. Well, man, I was kind of hoping to resolve.
Resolve what?
Yeah, that was a short one.
We gotta. Yeah, I was hoping to resolve the corals issue.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Well, he's down there. Corals is just waiting for the people.
Yeah, but it's kind of on an edge thing because we can't tell if these guys just sound ominous or if they're actually setting her up for an ambush.
Oh, gotcha. Hey, well, that's the fun part, I suppose, right?
I guess.
I'm gonna fucking roll a disguise real quick. I'm gonna disguise as a bounty. Yeah.
Yes. Give me your disguise checks there. But I'm gonna go ahead and
so that way I can fucking actually do shit not in my fucking clothes.
If y'all can hear me, Discord just crashed. But I'll try this.
Yep, we can hear you.
I'm gonna go ahead and push the button. Say bye.
Alrighty.
Bye.